Hello everyone, welcome to the live stream. Hope you guys have all had a very wonderful day. This is mostly gonna be some prep. Like we've still got about, I would say, 40 minutes left, and then that will hopefully be the live stream for the upcoming Citizencon. As you can see, I've already got the tab open. The chat will be open as well, so people can read the chat. What's mostly gonna happen is I'm in a chat with other people, so other people that will be watching the live stream together with me. And once the entire thing is done, so we're not gonna talk mostly, maybe a few noises here and there. But once the entire thing is done, then we'll go back, watch the and then start basically from the start again. And that's where we will be discussing all of the interesting things, all of the things that might be good, might be bad, might be something worth discussing, and hopefully you will enjoy. If you got something that is interesting, if you got something that you want to comment about, feel free to do so. I'm also very curious about what your opinion will be of the upcoming thing. For now, however, like I said, we've got about 50 minutes left. Sorry, 50. Before the actual event starts. So make sure to get yourself something to drink, get yourself some water, get yourself some soda, whatever. Get yourself a nice little healthy snack as well. And yeah, it will be soon. I've got some stuff that I've mostly been preparing as well. I'll be unmuting myself for chat in a bit, so then we can just have a chat, maybe. And yeah, we'll see. Hope to see you then in about an hour, and yeah, hopefully it will be a very interesting event, I will admit. Where's the Discord? There's the Discord. There we go. Oh. Yeah. Do I have enough actually for this? Yeah, I should be. I don't have any snacks sadly. I hope you guys do. Thing is, we've still got about an hour left, I think. Is there anything interesting here? Oh, we've got the ship showdown. We've got the Q&A. Yeah. Not much interesting. There's so many people going live with Star Citizen on Twitch as well. I will admit, I kind of forgot to sign up for the thing so that a developer would appear. I'll mute myself actually. There you go. Yeah, it's a shame that I kind of forgot to sign up for the thing where a developer can join in and or for a developer to join in and have a chat, because that will be fun. That will be very interesting to see their perspective on it. Hey, Sergeant Garfield, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, we've got about 45, I would say, 45-ish minutes left of just kind of prep time. So because there's a crunch time, I mean, so there's not much to really do or be doing for me at least. If you have some things like you want to grab some snacks, you want to get a bathroom break, get some drinks as well, then I would highly recommend doing so. And yeah, new update coming soon. I'm hoping today. I'm. That's kind of what I'm thinking because we've got Citizencon today. Oh, that's just okay. Yeah, we've got Citizencon today, so hopefully that will work. Will be wipe out soon? No, as far as I know, there will not be any wipes. I could be wrong though, but they've not mentioned any wipes happening, anything, or any special stuff sadly. So it will just be an update, and with you can already enter the PTO if I recall correctly. Like it should be open to everyone, so you can just join in on that. Yeah, it's for me it's 50-50. I kind of want a wipe because then I could just start out fresh with all of the items completely gone and completely just like having to start back out again. But also kind of just yeah. I don't really have much that I want to do in the game. You barely managed to get the reclaimer. Yeah, the reclaimer is going to get a massive change. By the way, or yeah, salvaging is going to get massively changed. So it's gonna be way more of a pain to get that sorted. As from what I've heard of people that that are doing the PTU, it's gonna be a massive pain. Libby, however, I am going to go to the bathroom, so I'll be back in like a few minutes. Give me a moment. Okay, so yeah, still about now we've got 40 minutes left. Yeah, as I was mentioning a bit earlier, from the in the PTU, salvaging now works similarly to mining. So you actually have to go to a refining station to get your salvage refined. But if I recall correctly, in PTU at the moment, that's completely broken for Reclaimer. Like you cannot refine the stuff from the Reclaimer, and so right now it's just useless. So even though you just got a Reclaimer, that's I'm happy for you. But also, yeah, and that's something we can make base. No, as far as I know, at least, we cannot. Oh, you can turn your ship into a mobile base, or just in a base that you place around somewhere. But no, I don't think you can make bases yet. We'll see. And maybe they'll prove us wrong with this Citizencon Direct. We'll have to have a look. And I'm quite excited for this stuff. I'm curious to see also what new ships they will release. I'm probably gonna get. I kind of hope that we will see that last silhouette ship, one of the silhouette ships from last year that they really like the kind of Drake looking thing. But yeah, I'm mainly hoping for career missions to make a return to the PU. Honestly, I've really been missing out been missing with doing those missions because it's like I used to love doing them quite a lot, and they just removed them. It wasn't up to server meshing standards, so they kind of had to remove them, but it was still kind of thing. You're telling me they fucked up the Reclaimer, the one best ship from the game. Yeah. So like I mentioned, I don't know how far what looks like it's 1 point or about 2 seconds behind, but yeah. Basically the Reclaimer. So with salvaging at the moment, it's got in the PTU. What idea was that? I have no idea. Um, Let me think, because if I recall correctly from what my org members have said, or what the org mates have said, the Reclaimer at the moment has like a 10% result, like a 10% yield from the refinery. Maybe delete from yeah. Yeah, so you get about a 10% yield from the refinery, but also, yeah, you need to refine the items at a space station. And in order to refine those items, you get, or you have to put it in storage. So you have to put the materials in the station storage, and you cannot refine directly from the ship. So it's practically just a massive paperweight at the moment because the Reclaimer, even though it can dock to a station, it cannot refine the materials that it's got because there's no actual large hangars for the space stations yet, or at the moment. So that's gonna be a pain in the ass to kind of figure out. And yeah, I don't really. Oh, that's wrong. But I don't know what else they might do. They could be doing quite a lot with this patch. It's not a factory ship. It's a salvaging ship. So it's the one. Yeah. So it's meant to be a capital size salvaging ship, meant to just break apart dead ships basically, and then just like tear up the carcasses and just put them in boxes. So it should be able to refine stuff in itself. But yeah, it basically just doesn't. um, So it's like it's a weird thing. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, the Reclaimer is definitely not a factory ship. If you want to do if for base building or for any kind of construction or crafting or whatever, the Pioneer is basically the capital-sized factory ship. And yeah, there will be, of course, other fabricating ships. So there's ships that you can, ships, ground vehicles, and some other stuff that you can do base building with. You can find those over at the last year's Citizencon. There's like a hover trolley, a little tractor thingy, a ship, or 2-3 ships I think that they announced, if I recall correctly. And of course the Galaxies, the RSI Galaxies thing. They meow at the salvage because everyone's doing that farming very fast and they wanna. No, it isn't because of that. Like it's more of a thing of like the results of it, the like the yields, the refinery, the prices that you get from it, and all that stuff. Yes, that is for balancing reasons, but the way that you have to do it and how that got completely screwed up with the Reclaimer, that's just I get that that's more of a thing of them deciding that immersion is better than quick gameplay. Because with the salvaging chips, all you had to do was just point, click, and then slowly like fill in the canvas basically, or empty out the canvas. But now it is a lot with the recent update. It is kind of a bit more immersive to where you have to get it refined into actual sellable good in order to then sell it off. You know, so it's a lot more immersive, but it goes at the cost of actually making money and having decent gameplay. I stopped in and glad I see I didn't miss. Yeah, so you've got about 24 minutes left. No, not 24, 34 minutes left. I am down below in the voice chat, the events chat. Oh, there we go. They've gone live. Yeah, you can join me in the events chat. I'm here with Sid, and what we're going to do is we're just gonna, yeah, we're just basically going to watch the entire thing first, and then we're going to do the reaction to it. That'll be fun. It'll be handing me off the mind. Yeah, yeah, it will be. We'll kind of see how that will go. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, mining isn't all that broken at the moment. I mean, with the tools and the items.
This is an audio test. If you can hear the sound of my voice,
they are live, by the way, Sid.
Please type "Disco is a real cool guy" in chat.
Let's see. Yeah, I said that they are live at the moment.
I see Twitch, but YouTube. Disco is a real cool guy, YouTube. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, curious to see what they will announce, what they will add, and maybe, hopefully, we will see the update drop today. But I didn't see any
Kenzo says Disco is not a cool guy.
So, yeah.
All right, we're going to start our 30-minute countdown in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, so they're going to start the countdown. Okay, cool.
All right, next question, chat.
Oh?
How many fingers am I holding up?
Oh. Well, how many fingers? 12? Oh wait, I can just pop up in chat. There we go. Nah, let's do it without the chat, and then we're gonna see how that will go. Oh, there we go. Kind of. Hopefully it's not too loud. If it is too loud, let me know on the stream. Maybe be it quiet and have a look at it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I like the music. Really nicely done, as well as the background. I like it.
Behold, the Copion. Though not particularly prized for its intelligence, what it lacks in brains, it makes up for by being incredibly, well, horny. A commodity highly sought after by hunters and poachers alike.
Well.
Fortunately, for our Copion, that is, this usually results in a free meal.
Not the face!
Oh shit. That was the guy with still No, that was Jared. No, well, oh, you mean the guy in the video? Yeah, probably. I don't know. I know that it was hunting on Copion though, so I say it was because yeah, he isn't doing too good anymore, I think. Of course, with the disclaimer, people in that video were hopefully not harmed, I think, and neither were wild animals. Nope. Started to lag on my end. Oh, another one.
Why'd you bring this rookie?
Foundation Festival. Tradition. How do I go prone? Which button? Shh, press Z.
No control.
I pressed everything. It's not working.
Get down!
Guys, which button do I press to get up? Which button do I press to get up?
Alt F4.
That was a good one. Poor rookie. Why is it lagging? What the fuck? Probably got too much shit open. Those some stuff. No, I did it still. No. Maybe that's why they had to take so much time, or that they wanted to do their direct. Because they had so many fun little animations. Garfield. Glad that you enjoyed it. And I hope that you have a good time there. Yes, thank you for joining my the Discord. I hope that you have a very good time there.
Meet Steve.
Oh,
It's
Steve.
his first day on the job after passing his Atlas Operator certification.
Wait, you need
This
certification?
is Edwards. After 36 years of a successful cargo foreman career, he's ready to retire. And this is Bob, your everyday hauler. Bob doesn't give a shit. Bob is too busy reading a funny post online.
The amount of times I've seen crashes happen like because of that.
Like in these little commercial things.
Yeah, they're really fun. I like it that they've done these little waiting animations. Oh, shit. Oh, nearly knocked off my glass. I'm starting to get really comfortable here. Might end up falling asleep at some point if they delay it. Oh, another one. Ah, idiot. Oh. Gladius can do a Cobra. It should be able to. I think almost any ship could technically do a Cobra. I just don't know if at the moment they slow down or not. I think the Gladius can because it got the most updated flight model for seeing as it is a hero ship. I mean, you can try it out in the PU. Just see if you can manage to do it without passing out. I doubt it will work, but it'll be funny if it does.
Hi there, I'm Scooter Lee Scooter from the beautiful Brio's Breaker Yard on David.
Oh, Scooter.
Now, some people think Brio's is still a rough and tumble kind of place, but that just ain't true, Bo. Brio's is a safe environment with fun for the whole family. And we don't just sell gently used spaceships, we also do ship repairs, ship detailing, ship paints, and even weapon swaps. So when you need your next ship upgrade, you come on down and you tell Scooter sent you. Y'all have a good evening.
I'm still very hopeful that that we will see what's its box of informations getting at the PU. I really want those again. There you go. Hello, doll.
Hello.
I am also live on Twitch and YouTube, so people can also hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't complain.
Okay, no, that's okay. But I'll let you know anyway.
Yeah, I kept double clicking on event and it would not.
That's so weird.
It would,
I'll shoot Nova a message seeing if you can unlock the chat. Minutes ago. Nice.
You won't know I'm here. Silence crawling through the shadows. I don't care why. I finish the job. Darkness makes you weak, makes you blind. No pain, no fear. Just a cold breath on your neck. When the light comes back,
I had something interesting happen with Twitch though.
Oh? What happened?
It's I normally download and install the desktop app, but when I tried to do it today, it told me it could not be installed on this PC.
Oh, that's weird.
Which is strange. It's saying it's because it's not an Xbox console, but it requires Windows 10 or higher, which it needs.
Yeah, that's weird. So, well, at least you've got the website, plus I'm also screen sharing it, so you don't need to really use the app or whatever.
I have it on my TV too, so it's...
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna watch it on. I'm not gonna watch it on a 12-inch screen when I can watch it on a 64-inch screen.
Yeah, that's fair. I would do so as well if I had a TV.
So did you find? I had to do the math as to what we were actually getting on that salvage percentage-wise.
Yeah. That's kind of what I mentioned. Like someone in my chat, Sergeant Garfield, literally just bought a reclaimer apparently, and it's getting fucked over now.
Yeah, I had
so bullshit,
I had to
man.
do the math. 10.52% is what the math actually works out to. A little, there's a little bit of a string after it, but 10.5% is what we got back on it. And it's just like, are you trying to kill salvage?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I get it why they do it, because then it's like more immersion and all that. But yeah.
Well, I get the initial purpose for why they said they were doing it.
Yeah.
It's the numbers that aren't.
Yeah, it's I think that they're completely making it shit the bed at the moment, just to test it out, like what the balancing could be done, like what kind of math they need to do. Also, hello,
A reclaimer should be closer to 50%.
Yeah.
And I say that simply because by the time it's hit the refinery, it's already gone through one refinery process, so it should not be losing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I watched these last night.
Oh, this is so fun.
They were fun.
Yeah.
I've got both of those, so I could do that.
Oh yeah, I've got both of them as well, I think.
Actually, no, I don't have the C2. I've got a Karak and a Corsair.
Yeah. I think I've got the Karak, Corsair, and C2, as well as Stonewall.
Were you gonna add to my comment, Doug, that I posted on Spectrum?
Yeah, I'll go and have a look at it after this.
I mean, you've got about 8 minutes, so you've got plenty of time to prep and all that stuff.
I've got the feed up in the background watching it.
Yeah.
But Doug, he forgot to get the pitchforks and torches ready.
No, I didn't have pitchforks.
I trimmed. I've got a garden fork, will that do? It's rusty.
Oh, that will do it. Yeah, you can give them some very spicy extras.
Yep.
Tetanus, I think it's called.
Okay, so, we got about 8 minutes left, so I'm gonna go get some kids down for quiet time real quick while that's going on. I just wanted to make sure I could get in the room.
Yeah, sounds good. And we'll see you in a bit. Hello, 50. Oh yeah, so do you hear me? I don't think I hear you. Don't know if that's on my end. Don't think so. I just buy it origin 890 jump. Yeah, 890 jump is really like a show off of how much money you've got. What the fuck is this?
Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Wait for it.
Wow. I kinda do hope we'll see a handful of new ships, and maybe the update drop as well.
Yeah, hopefully I get a an injection of optimism.
Hey, Flair.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty neutral.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for the lurking, Flair. Hope that you will enjoy Chainsaw Man. Waiting on point now, just be honest, but okay. Got about 4 minutes left. Exciting.
Okay, Doug, did you remember to bring Okie Dokie to this?
No, I didn't. To this channel or to the event?
To the event.
Wait, what?
Just in case they give us something for being there.
I think they will give
Something for free? They better give us all a free Icty.
That'd be fun. Oh, go on. That's gonna miss, isn't it? Yeah, there we go.
One day.
Okay, what the fuck? Oh wait, actually, there we go. Yeah, are you able to talk? People? How are you? Not able to chat, hold on.
What's wrong?
Oh, 50 Stone is not, or still connecting, I think? Like, somehow unable to connect to this voice chat. I don't know.
Purged, he might need to restart Discord. I've had to go as far as restart my computer a couple times to get Discord working properly.
I did tell him that as well. So. But it works down in the regular voice chat, so it's weird that it's just this particular voice chat.
Have you checked his permissions?
Wait, it said it, or isn't there? That's stupid.
Yeah, hello?
There we go.
There we go. That was weird. Is it push to talk or activating here, by the way?
This is voice activated.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Unless you purposely said push to talk like I do.
Yeah.
Just 30 seconds.
I always forget, and then I start talking, and then I've said lots of stuff, and then I realise I haven't pushed the button yet.
I'm kind of trusting that people don't want 7 kids yelling in the background.
I mean, yeah, it's not
Yes,
that bad.
please. Not unless I've had the fun of creating them, no.
God.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah!
It's marked a turning point in Star Citizen's history. We have finally moved past the question of whether we can build an architecture to deliver a universe with incredible detail at massive scale,
There we go.
seamlessly and where thousands of people can all play together. Server meshing has been working pretty much flawlessly at scale
I think I might have
for
to
the
read
past
that
9
thing.
months. It has brought a more populated and active verse with up to 700 players online and in the same space at once. It's greatly increased server performance and delivered a much more responsive player experience. I couldn't be prouder of the team. They delivered something no other online game does presently. There may be other games out there that claim large player counts, or even the ability to mesh, but none do it at our detail, scale, and seamlessness. Of course, there will be continued improvements to server meshing and to Star Engine, but having moved past this last big technological hurdle has allowed us to finally focus on quality of life and stability improvements, something that has long been overdue. We're about to deliver our 9th patch in 10 months, with content that has brought Star Citizen storytelling into new and exciting directions. We pushed more than 24 features and more than 2,000 bug fixes. And while there is still a long way to go, the game has gotten more stable, performant, and fun as a result. We see this in player metrics. More of you play every day. The daily average users is up 45% from last year, and your play time is up 15%. So more people venture out into the verse and stay there longer than ever before. And through all that, we've told the dual stories of the Frontier Fighters Assault on Pyro and the moral compromises being made to combat the regen crisis. Now, as those stories come to a rest for the time being, it's time to look forward to the next chapter of Star Citizen, where the instability in Pyro and the callous actions of some pave the way to new adventures, new locations, and new threats. Last year, we announced our next Star Citizen would be Nyx, home to the People's Alliance of Levski and bordering the Vandal threat. Today, we're proud to share that your adventures in Nyx begin not next year, but next month, when Star Citizen's 3rd system comes online in Alpha 4.4.
Oh,
2 new
shit.
systems in 1 year.
No fucking way.
That's only possible
Did not
because of the
expect
tireless
that.
work of our development teams.
Oh my god.
Server
Okay.
meshing accelerating what's possible, the support teams behind the scenes, and most importantly, all of you. Now, I do miss that we're not all together under one roof this year, but in many ways, we're more connected than ever. Across the globe, many of you are gathering at watch parties, 9 of them with our developers in attendance, and countless others springing up in communities everywhere, and all happening simultaneously today. So even if we're separated by oceans and continents, we're bound together by the same passion for space, for discovery,
So
and
is
for
it
this
gonna be
incredible
IE
universe we're building
patch?
together. Whether you're at
Yeah.
home or alongside your crew at a watch party, grab a drink,
but those sounds
sit
fit
back,
next will be
and let
IA.
us take you inside our up-and-coming plans for the next year of Star Citizen.
Oh shit.
I did not expect him to say
Yeah.
that.
No, I didn't either. Holy fuck.
At least not right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Look,
Wow.
I wasn't expecting new systems for at least a year.
Yeah.
I mean, if they drop that at the beginning, what's the big surprise at the end going to be?
Yeah. That's gonna be even more exciting.
No, he'll probably say what we said at the beginning. We've just changed it.
What, that it's live now?
No, at the end of the thing, they'll say what we said at the beginning. Sorry, we've readjusted that. It's in 2 years' time.
Yeah, everything will be 2 years' time. We're gonna release Perseus for double the price. We're sorry.
With the foundational technology now in place,
Hey, I've got mine. I
the
don't care.
content development of the game is no longer restricted, allowing us to forge ahead with building out our first 5-star systems. Nyx will see the much-loved Levski landing zone added back to the verse, while also bringing you one of its most iconic landmarks, the Glacian Belt. Here, you'll experience a new combined arms operation that will introduce new factions and new adventures for you to discover. With this edition of our 3rd star system, we're also going to do something that's at the heart of the entire Star Citizen experience, and that is to build it right in front of you. As we have done this year, with the addition of several major locations, such as the Hathor facility or the Lazarus complex, we will continue to unveil new Nyx content throughout the year. It's a slightly different approach to how we deliver Pyro, but we feel this gets the content into your hands sooner and shows our intent as we continue our march towards 1.0. I'm so incredibly proud of the work our teams have done and are continuing to do, and we're excited to have you on this next step of our journey. And as with any journey in Star Citizen, that begins with a little story.
Hey, oh.
In 2025, we introduced 2 major storylines spanning multiple patches, creating a living backbone for adventure across the universe. The first was Pyro Must Burn. It connected Stanton to Pyro and introduced the Frontier Fighters, who are relentless, brutal, and determined to wipe out any threats that cross them. And with this month's release, you'll now take part in the conclusion to that storyline. The second was Science Run Amok, with the regen crisis throwing the Empire into chaos, and you all jumping in to help the various corporations respond. Through that journey, we pulled back the curtain on ASD and its shady practices, uncovering long-forgotten Onyx facilities, and met new characters like Dr. Logan Yorit and Detective Arkham Mella of the Hokro Agency. And just like the Pyro Must Burn storyline carried us into a new system, Science Run Amok is now setting the stage for Nyx, the next step in the larger story we're telling on the road to 1.0. As this new chapter of Star Citizen begins, let's hear from just a few of the team members working to bring this next era of our universe to life.
Wait, that's
when the
pure
Nyx system
white.
was first discovered, the United Empire of Earth, the UE, came out and did scans and kind of found out that the system wasn't really worth settling. The planets were too hard to terraform, the resources were too tough to get, so they opened it up. And one company saw an opportunity where the UE didn't, QV Planet Services. And so they expanded into the system and tried to mine as much as they could, making a very slim margin on the sheer quantity of resources they were pulling out.
Oh, that looks so good.
The system itself sort of ran its course from sort of a large corporate interest perspective, and then was mostly left abandoned.
Now this ended up being the ideal situation for the People's Alliance, who were a group of revolutionaries who were trying to overthrow the dictatorship of the Messer regime that was going on in the Empire at the time.
So they went to the next system and established
on those flybys.
Levski.
Yeah, seems like
they
it,
wanted to
yeah.
make it everything that the UEE wasn't at this time.
They set up what they saw as their ideal society, where everyone's voices would be heard.
I'm watching it
where everyone
direct,
would
so
be
mine's
equal.
fine.
But they've fallen onto hard times.
Got like 10 minutes of ads.
So Nyx today is kind of at an interesting point in its history.
I'm watching
Now
it
that
on
the
other
UE
screens.
has kind of transformed itself into a democratic society. What is their role? What are the People's Alliance rebelling against? And they still see the Empire as being inherently unfair. They see their role as still trying to create a free and fair society. But on the other hand, they have more problems than ever. And there's new threats lurking around every corner. And they have to ask, are they prepared to handle that? Or do they need to turn to the UE for help?
Making a star system is you approach it from kind of two angles in a weird way. What is this system bringing to the gallery? How does this new system plug into it, and what does it bring to the table from a sort of a flavor experience? We want to make sure that whatever it's bringing to the company is unique and has some flair to it.
So the Nix system is a remote system where people want to go and live free outside of the pressure and influence of the UEE. It's a remote and rugged system with a lot of hostility coming from the ever-present threat of Vandal.
It's kind of like a frontier-esque thing. It's not lawless like Pyro, it's just kind of out there. Pyro's more like a Mad Max wasteland, and Nix is more like Silverado or like Deadwood, right? It's kind of like a smaller scope.
The emptiness and the loneliness is the defining factor. You're still going to find gangs, you're still going to find hostile presences, but it's where people go if they want to live off the grid.
The People's Alliance is the main peacekeeping force in Nix.
They were unhappy with the direction that the Empire was going under the Messers. They got out. They said, we're just going to start from scratch, build our own society, but build it the way that we think it needs to be built.
They're not perfect. They're just people, but they're doing their best. They want to help keep Nix safe and make it prosper.
They are trying to do the best that they can, but are faced with the realities of dealing with people, which is tricky.
The Pyro Star is quite a warm star. Stanton Star is quite neutral. And the Nix is a little bit cooler.
Whoa.
The system has its star, and it has this dark, really, really dense gas, sort of nebulous cloud. And it has points of light scattered around it, and those points of light in this gas cloud is really, really hazy. So because Nix is bordering Vandal space, it was important that we have a gap in the Nix gas cloud where you could sort of just, in between the clouds, see a piece of the Vandal space. It feels so close that it's even like protruding some red light. The level designers are using it as an actual visual indicator of where to place more dangerous POIs. So if you point your ship in the direction of it, you should find, as we build it out, that you will be in more and more danger. And I think that's really cool. To give more atmosphere, I was testing out adding some sort of space snowflakes, essentially. So when you look towards the sun, you can sort of see that sort of like sparkle. But then when you look away from the sun, you'll see the reflections and sort of like little glints of light. For the jump points in Nix, we'll have 2 on this release. We'll have one from Pyro to Nix and one from Stanton to Nix. It should be going from Nix to Castra, but we're essentially bypassing Castra temporarily.
Hey, we want to make sure you can get there any way you want.
Glacian Belt is a huge asteroid belt that is in sort of.
Did I hear that right? They're going to have a Nix.
Glacian Belt is a combination
Yeah.
of a bunch of technologies that we already had. The asteroid fields we use for planetary rings and gas clouds. And it's combining them to make something completely new that we've just not seen before.
It's full of resources that are still left unharvested because it's kind of a tricky spot for mining. It's not the easiest place to go, but that means that there's still a lot of opportunity for independent miners to go out there.
So the rocks in Nix are a bit more sharp, like sorts of like icy look, rocky, cliff-like, very different from those in the Pyro and the Stanton.
One of the big differences too is all of that extra added movement that just adds a little bit of extra flair.
It's also a good hiding spot for people who are trying to elude capture, maybe set up ambushes, that type of stuff.
Always feel way more interesting flying in those spaces than just, through empty void.
And as we build out the Glacian Belt over the next year, lots of places to put new content.
Delamar is a very large asteroid in the Glacian belt that QV Planet Services had built a mining base on that got taken over by the People's Alliance and renamed Levski.
Whoa.
Levski
That
is
is
our
pretty impressive.
first and biggest
Holy
social
shit.
outpost for Nyx.
It's kind of like the place where you stop before you do your panning. So it's kind of a San Francisco before you go out to the gold rush.
It's going to be the central hub for trade and hauling and all of the commerce within Nyx and also from Nyx to other systems. But it does have a CD underlayer to it.
Over the years, you're sort of improving the generation method of those asteroids to culminate towards this specific point to make large, explorable location. When you fly towards the Levski, you see this huge gas ring around it, scattered small, mid-sized pieces of the asteroids.
Well, Levski is immediately apparently unique by the fact that it's a facility clamped onto the side of an asteroid. The breathtaking views of looking into the belt instantly gives it a unique charm and flavor.
As you approach, you'll initially see a very dramatic borehole that goes all the way through the asteroid. You will also see growing out from there and alongside Levski, there will be landing pads along what I'd call the spine. Lots of industrial pipes and transport systems to bring out the refined mining materials when it was a mining station.
Before, we were using an actual planet, so we had all of the space available to place all of these structures. But now it kind of meant that we had to create an asteroid which has the appropriate size to.
If we took the whole shot of the asteroid, you will see that there is an area to fly underneath. We plan on bringing in Hull C gameplay, so this is exterior cargo elevators, so as a team you will be able to load and unload cargo.
That's so
There's a lot more movement on the exterior, such as the cargo trains going around tracks. It's now going to be fully EVA-able. There will be walkways around the main landing zone to walk on using gravity plates, but you can drift off and kind of go wherever you want. They can explore fully the whole place, which is great.
Unlike the majority of anarchists living in Pyro, there are people here in Nyx that care.
It's not a downtrodden or derelict, dilapidated location. It has a sense of order.
But only where the People's Alliance
Don't take a drink
has
outside.
people living.
Oh yeah.
But we've had Levski before,
Yeah.
and we've updated it quite substantially to be more in line with the newer features that have been put in since, but also visually, and there's been a lot of quality of life fixes that we've wanted to add and bring up to like a good standard for a landing zone.
Gracing the main lobby of Levski is a large statue of Anthony Tanaka, who was a child worker.
And was being worked to death, all of them were. And Anthony Tanaka just had a break and just said no, and stood up against the foremen, the supervisors, the managers, the guards, and was killed for it. And so he became a sort of a figurehead.
And kind of was one of the linchpin moments in seeing the fall of the Messer regime.
So Nyx is kind of the anti-Hurston.
So if you take
Yes.
the elevator up to the top deck, you'll see the top view and the cargo area as well. So you can go through the cargo shop. You've got your normal kind of cargo needs. You'll have ability to trade and buy your tractor beam and other gear that you need. So if you were to die in the Nyx system, then one of the places you might come out from is the hospital in Levski, which is called the Mercy Hospital.
So Mercy Hospital is just basically, it's a local med station for all the residents of Levski, anybody traveling through the system. Again, they're trying to provide as good medical help for people as they can.
When you arrive at the HAB's location, you'll be presented with a lobby, elevator bank, and then you will take that transit to the HAB room.
Whoa. Oh, no, I'd like
So
that house.
within that room will be pods.
And that's where the original miners would have lived. They're not the nicest, and they're a bit messy, but they're a home for people in Nevsky. If you head down to the lower view deck, you'll go through into the Grand Barter, which is your main social and commercial area of Levski.
This is where you will see market sellers selling their
So
wares.
that's what
There
the
will
fuck?
be stalls. There will be kind of more
Pleasure
shops.
comes to mind.
And that
Yeah.
includes things like Corderies, which is your armor shop, and also Conscientious Objects, which is for weapons. There's also one of my favorite places, Cafe Musée, which is where you can go down into some of the more rocky depths and grab yourself a drink, and you never know who you meet down there. If you explore a bit more around the Grand Barter, there's other routes around and little side passages.
Wow.
There's another shop that's away from that area called Teachers.
Teacher's Ship Shop is basically where you would go if you were looking to pick up a used ship, buy some ship parts, fix up your old ship, find some new stuff, sell some scrap.
We've closed up Dumpers Depot for Levski, and everything that used to be sold there will now be sold at Teachers. Another new area, as well as the cargo shop that we've added, is a refinery deck for Levski. That's where you can take your processed
that looks
goods, not
good.
just from Levski, but from the rest of the Nix system, and refine and sell those goods there. As a lot of the content in the next coming releases for Nix is going to be mining related. So it's super important that Levski is a really nice hub for mining type of gameplay.
I wonder if that makes a difference for Watchparty or Riot.
So we're really happy to bring Levski back into the game. It's been gone for quite a few years now.
I think it really provided a unique environment
question.
of it's run down, but the people who live
Wonder
there,
how big a ship you can get
while
through
they're
the Alp.
working their hardest
I
to make
think
it a
just
great
about
place
anything.
to live.
By the looks of it.
This is a location that
I think like all
has a
all
lot of
ships,
nostalgia
right?
for you guys.
Maybe
yeah,
a
they-
big
We
capital.
don't want this just to
They
be
showed a whole
a
sea
release.
looking
We do
actually
want you to
minuscule
go,
in it.
wow.
Yeah, I
not
think
gonna be
Bengal will
complete
be the
as
better
was
ship
it
that
first
fits
came
through
out,
this.
But it's going to be our first
No, thanks,
iteration,
Grass.
and you're going to be able to see it grow as we work on it.
Like with everything, we're always
Oh,
learning
okay,
and
so they're
improving and
gonna-
finding new ways.
I mean, is there anything more Star Citizen than just building the system while the players watch us build it around them?
It's going to add a nice dynamic
Okay, so that's
to
cool.
Stanton and be a much more calming of style system than Pyro.
The people that would have played it before are going to love to see this come back, and the people that haven't seen it before, it's going to be a great new location.
This is the first time that I'm going to be able to touch stuff and kind of bring my own content to the game, and that's really exciting to me.
Levski coming back into the game is a huge milestone personally for me. So I worked on the original quite some time ago. So seeing it come back and updated and improved and better is fantastic.
That's amazing. Cool.
So we've talked about Levski, we've talked about the Glacian Belt, but you're probably asking yourself, what's the new gameplay activity we're going to be doing? So let's find out.
Welcome to Nix.
It's got to be Vandal, isn't
your
it?
first experience in a new
Either
space
Vandal
station
or more,
in a
say,
new solar
something.
system.
It's a mystery to be solved. There's things for the player to explore and look
think they'll
into.
do it.
There's going to be some
Give
twists and
Vandal
turns,
before
of course, some combat,
42.
and if
Yeah.
you're lucky enough to survive, maybe some good rewards.
True.
This is basically a continuation of kind of our ASD storyline. So
Yeah.
in the
well, I think that's
closing out what we had called our Science Run Amok storyline, we had revealed that ASD had been procuring sort of very black market illegal stuff in order to conduct their experiments. So this mission is basically going to be continuing on that trail.
So the Navy has learned that illegal tech is being sold in the UAE, and they're hiring Intersect to investigate. Intersect Defense Solutions is the leading military defense contractor in the UAE. So the Navy contracts with them a lot for doing various kind of military operations that they don't want to handle themselves. We didn't want players to be working directly for the Navy. The Navy just doesn't call up random citizens and ask like, hey, if you're free, can you fly a helicopter? I guess as a player, when you can think about like, oh, where am I going to be doing missions that are capital ship battles or large fleet scale stuff or military operations, that's all going to come from Intersect Defense Solutions. Intersect have discovered the source of the illegal tech is in the NIC system and an old abandoned QV Planet Services logistics station that's come back online.
So they want the players to figure out what's going on.
So when you come out of Quantum and you start your approach vector to the objective, you'll be weaving through asteroids, going through the Glacian Belt, and slowly the station will reveal itself. Now this is an old QV logistics station. It's pretty beat up, it's pretty derelict, but there's some points of interest that you'll spot as you go through. So the station itself shares design cues from old Pan Am stations found in Pyro. This architectural design found its way over to the NIC system as the system was being established. But you'll also see some additional design cues that QV planetary services were adding, so it's a nice transition architectural point. It's fairly skeletal in design. You'll see logistics yards and cargo yards, but also facilities pinned inside the asteroid, creating this network of facilities. You'll notice there's a Polaris near the main hub. It's not a normal Polaris. It's damaged, it's broken. It's not a standard corporate Polaris. So at this point, you should be asking yourself, who does this belong to? Away from the Polaris, you'll see struts leading to asteroid bases. Now these asteroid bases are locked, so you don't know exactly what's inside just yet. But all of this comes together to form the playground for the mission to take place. So not only is this facility unabandoned, but it's also under attack from a surprising but familiar foe.
Yep, you're. It looks like.
Oh, that's the blade? Or the gun?
No, it looks like a big ship.
No, that's the reworked. Oh, that blade that's on the right. So that's the reworked Vandal ship. Yeah, those are the reworked Vandal ones. Oh my god.
The Vandal.
Yes, we're finally getting to see the reworked. Oh my god.
So the Vandal are a nomadic, very, very, very violent spacefaring race.
They've been striking out against outposts and such in the NIC system. They don't really know what they want, don't know why they're doing it, but it seems like whoever's running the station is really pissed them off.
Vandal raiding parties have been arriving in the system, and they're unaffiliated to any clan. There's small groups coming in and picking at them. But as time goes on, those raids are getting bigger and more frequent.
They'll be the scythes that you're familiar with, glaives and blades that we all know and hate, and a new craft for the PU, the Vandal Stinger.
Oh, the Stinger is that? Ooh, I like that.
You will be contacted
That
by
looks evil, doesn't it?
civilians on arrival
Yeah,
asking
holy shit.
you for help.
So at this point, you have a choice. You can either bug out, mission over, or join the fight. This will be the first time since the PU launch that you'll be able to fight against Vandal aggressor ships.
This fight will be intense. The player should be able to deal with them, but they will have to be prepared and they'll have to come back in to fight off this initial wave, and that won't be the end of it.
After you fight off the Vandal ships, the mysterious inhabitants of the station invite you to come on board.
Which Intersect sort of will encourage you to do because it'll help further their investigation against what's happening here, why these QV stations have come back online.
You dock your ship, you board the station, and it turns out the inhabitants here have a real surprise for you.
The player will be immediately ambushed. These guys are not your friends.
Of course, it's not going to be easy because
Spoilers,
the people
man.
that are inhabiting the station are going to fight you every step of the way.
The fight will be challenging, but this definitely will be the warm-up phase of this mission. This will be the players getting a sense of what exactly is going on there, who these new people are. They'll be in unfamiliar
This looks
armor. They'll be wielding
doable in small
unfamiliar
groups,
weapons.
Yeah.
And we want
That's
you
good.
to get a sense that you are in a new place, in a new territory, fighting a new faction.
So after you survive this initial ambush, you get back in touch with Intersec, and obviously the question is, who are these people? Why are they attacking? Why are the Vandal attacking them?
At this point, there's more going on here than anyone thought. The directive from Intersect is to explore the station and collect as much information as you possibly can.
Along the way, you're going to get to explore some new areas.
It's not just the space station. There's the disabled capital ship. There's asteroid bases nearby with obvious installations there, other forces that the Vandal have been attacking. There's a debris field.
Explore the locations in any order you want and try to find out who these people are and why the Vandal are after them.
You'll find new clues. You'll find ways to solve the puzzle of what's going on at the space station and find out what kind of loot they have for you now that you beat them.
And of course, this is a legally open station, so anything you find is yours to keep and sell, maybe even give to Wicklow. This isn't just a one-time event, this is a permanent sort of mission that we're going to be adding to the game.
You can go back and repeat this mission and find ways to do it even better, even faster.
There'll be a different story and different flavor. Obviously, we can't have the same thing happen every time. There'll be other missions that Intersec will offer to you based on the evidence that you found.
Now you know the real story, and you can start digging and
Would be
giving more
nice if it
information
wasn't
to Intersec along
all
the way.
if first-person humans, if they threw in a Tavaran or a Banu or
Yeah.
something.
I think maybe at some point we might see that, but yeah.
I'm super excited to finally see the Vandal in the PU.
I'm excited to bring cool Vandal ship combat to SC.
Players in the PU will now get to face down these awesome ships and get a taste of like we already have it in Arena Commander where you get to fight the Vandal swarm, and being able to do that in the PU is going to be, I think, a heck of a lot of fun.
So this marks a great milestone for us for not only pushing hard and adding great content this year, we're also being able to introduce the next star system and introducing the next landscape to tell new stories and add new gameplay beats into the ever-expanding universe. So we'll leave 4.4 there. If you're at one of the watch parties, please raise a toast to the great work that all the teams have been doing this year. And I'll be right back in just a few minutes to look ahead at some of the things coming in 2026.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Voyager Bar in beautiful scenic Orizon, where the staff of Cloud Imperium Games Manchester is gathered for their very own Citizencon Direct Watch Party. As the dozens of such events happening at locations around the world, we've gathered today to watch this sneak peek at just a little of what the next year of Star Citizen has in store for everyone. Oh, that was really good, everybody. I'm Jared Huckabee, your host for the festivities and for the show today, and let me tell you, it's not a joke, it's not a gag. Next week, we're hitting our 9th patch in 10 months, and then in November, we're going to finish out the year strong with the long-awaited arrival of the Nyx system. And in case you missed it because you were chatting with friends, hi. It's not the lawless wasteland of Pyro many folks have been speculating, but an independent system with its own set of rules and laws and multiple ways to get there. It's an exciting time for everyone at Cloud Imperium Games because, as the architects of our persistent universe said at the start of the show, the foundational tech that we've been building for so many years has now unlocked us to bring more to Star Citizen than ever before as we continue our journey towards 1.0. Now, before we continue with the show, let's get a few housekeeping tasks out of the way. First, we're simulcast on YouTube and Twitch. So if you want the keen communities of Twitch or the 4K ultra high resolution of YouTube, you have your choice. Second, throughout the broadcast today, we want to see and hear what you have to say along the way, and you can tell us on social media by using hashtag Citizencon. We're especially interested to see any photos from those watch parties that are happening across the globe, and we're going to find some way to bring a few of them into the broadcast later in the program. Third, we've also had a Citizencon contest going for people to create their very own slice of life in the PU videos, and we played the winning entries during our pre-show countdown. The offerings were super varied. The idea was to work with a team to show the life of a miner or a hauler or a bounty hunter or whatever.
But one guy just said, I'm going to make a video about how awesome I am. And I respect that. So shout out Nocturnal Revenant. I don't remember if you were one of the winners getting an L21 Wolf from Kruger for their efforts, but you won the coveted Disco Lando Complete Narcissist Award. Good job. And to all the winners, I'm sure someone will either be in touch with you about your wolves or they'll just show up on your accounts. I really don't know how that process works. Probably would have been good to find out before the show. I'm so afraid. Either way, if you missed the pre-show and are curious if you won, you can check the replay after we're done here today. All right. I just realized that my bosses, Chris and Sandy, are sitting in a movie theater watch party in Switzerland right now. A completely captive audience. So real behind the scenes here. This is especially torturous for Chris right now because he's super excited about the next segment we've got coming up. Aren't you, Chris? And you're just sat there right now, forced to watch and listen to anything I say. Do either of you regret that decision so long ago? All right, so I've probably pushed my luck enough. Let's get to the next thing. When Nyx arrives next month, it'll have Levski, the Glacium Belt, and the new Welcome to Nyx operation we just discussed. But throughout 2026, we'll also continue to build the star system out with new features and new technologies that will not only set Nyx apart and give it a unique identity from its sibling star systems, but continue to set Star Citizen apart from other video games altogether. Now, at this point, if you're running one of the watch parties, you're going to want to crank your speakers up for some brand new music from the maestro Pedro himself, and let's take a look at some of what the next year has to offer for the Nyx system.
Ooh, okay.
At Cloud Imperium Games, we believe art inspires the best technology. And through the development of that technology, it pushes us to create even better art. When Genesis comes to the persistent universe starting next year, it will change how you experience every world. And not just in the building of the new planets for the Nyx system. We will also go back through Stanton and Pyro and reimagine them through the lens of our technology. Previously, and more traditionally, we'd create slices of biomes, like deserts or forests. This approach moved us forwards and got us this far, but solving the scale was always tricky. And for Star Citizen, we like to do scale on another level. Issues like seeing tiling from our height maps from high altitude, or the unpredictable blending when two biomes connected, were common. But ultimately, things just never felt right. Our worlds were gorgeous, but to us, they still sometimes felt like interpretations. Now, this was a super hard problem, which we needed to solve at the scale for Star Citizen requires. We challenged ourselves to emulate nature in the most believable way, and not just on a planetary scale, but to our level of detail.
Oh. Whoa.
With Genesis, we've made a complete paradigm shift to how we do things.
That's Microtech? No.
Biomes are not created based on the physical data
That looks like Microtech, but
with the assets being spawned whenever and wherever the correct criteria is found.
Wherever it is, it looks better than everything else.
A forest or a meadow.
Holy shit.
It's no longer because an artist painstakingly crafted it.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's now because it simply wants to be
similar to what they did last year, though.
It fits inside our rules.
Yeah, what they showed off last year, they just showed off like each of the things separately, but now seeing it connected.
On new planets,
God, I just want to imagine horses running across that.
Oh my god, yeah, horses and some Copiard
like height maps,
and Thalacar or something.
Soil type, soil amounts, geology erosion data, to name but a few.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
This means you can
oh,
now
yeah, no, this
tell
is
where to
Microtech.
find valuable minerals as the geology looks like it would
Wow.
be suitable for it. Where scree piles exist below sheer cliff faces, and where rocks are
Microtech
broken
is
off
supposed to be
over
the
time
first
due to
planet
erosion.
to get it.
Yeah.
Of course, these new tools still give us the ability
Whoa.
to direct the look and feel we want. The attention
Yeah,
to
I
detail
think it's because it's the
from the
easiest one
tallest
to do it
mountain
on.
to the smallest
Yeah.
flower
Even
is still
Hurston's
our
kind of
DNA.
difficult.
Well, I mean, it's also got the most variation
With
as well.
Genesis, we can now keep that detail-orientated mindset as we focus on the quality.
Holy shit.
And it provides the quantity. Genesis provides our planets with the ultimate sense of exploration and adventure, discovery in the purest emotional form. We want you to find that perfect place, with the planets providing an abundant resource to harvest. This is a major part of what exploration is for us. We want that feeling of finding a corner of the universe that you'll fall in love with, and where you want to settle down and build your home.
Whoa.
Now I'm going to hand you over to Will to go deeper into what we have built that allows Genesis to realize.
Oh my god, that's so stunning.
As a reminder, some of the visuals you'll see will evolve. And
wow,
change as we
I'm in
continue
love.
our technological development and hone in on the final look for Nyx.
Hope it's not too hard to
Thanks,
run.
Ian.
Well, I mean,
So,
I don't
in
mind,
case it's
but
not
for
already
everybody
clear,
else.
Genesis is
Yeah.
our name for a group of technologies that are improving
Holy
our
shit.
ability to build worlds, refining those that we've already created, and ultimately expanding our persistent universe to the scale and quality that we all expect. I work on planet tech, so let's talk about how that's continued to evolve since our presentation last year. And instead of just highlighting some really cool biomes that we can create, let's go ahead and show how all this work applies to the upcoming planets of Nyx. So there are 3 planets in Nyx.
Whoa.
Nyx 3 is a gas giant, and I think it's blue. It's not going to surface. I don't really know. Nyx 2 is a yellow, toxic. It's got like this high pressure atmosphere.
That's
and
Venus,
it's,
isn't
like,
it?
a
They're
very
just
volatile planet.
smacks
with high
like
risk
Venus.
reward gameplay. It's going to have some really interesting biomes for you to discover, but for now, just know it's going to be dangerous, because today we're going to focus on what we consider to be the hero planet of this system.
Next one.
Oh.
It wouldn't be
Nyx
1, that'd be
1
too
has
close.
got a rugged,
Oh wow, it is.
remote beauty.
Yeah.
It's got a diverse set of biomes, from weathered rocky mountain
Also,
ranges
what's the next
to
one that we
vast
were
and
looking
sweeping
at?
forests and grasslands, and from damp, expansive wetlands to
Whoa.
claustrophobic, festering swamps.
I was going to say, it looks, it
These
smacks
core
of
biome
swamp.
concepts
It's great.
give us a
Yeah.
fantastic
You can always
platform
smell
to
it.
hone our technology.
Oh my
In some
god.
cases, because the current tech couldn't do them at all, or because we want to completely step up our game for them. So, let's approach this planet in much the same way that you, the player, will, from orbit. The orbit
In a-
appearance of the planet's
in a
going forward
Polaris.
is far more
Yeah.
tied to what is present on the surface. Previously, we had different data that drove the orbital and ground coloring. That's because the orbit was designed to look like vegetation that we'd place on the surface, and the ground coloring was trying to be a mix of soil, rock, and the organic compound coloring that forms the kind of colors there. Now we author much more of the data in a unified way. When you look at Earth, you see blues and greens for ocean and vegetation, and brown or yellowy tones for sand and soil. We wanted to keep it as simple as that. The same set of textures and data that define the color of the soil, sand, and rock on the ground are used to create the orbital look. We then assess the presence of vegetation and competition between different species on each part of the planet, and use that to blend in tones of green, including variations due to species health and the current season. This creates a far more complete image and allows you to identify features, geologies, and potential points
Did
of
they say
interest
season?
all the way from space.
He did. I was when you said current season.
Let's go down
I
to the
was like,
surface.
are you gonna have
and start with
seasons?
something closer to what
Yeah.
we're used to,
Wow.
but in a whole new light.
Whoa. Oh, this is stunning.
When we approached the surface of the planet, we wanted to start by focusing on
That's
just
like a
soil
photograph
and
you'd
rock.
see.
Oh
One of the
my
things
god.
that was missing from our terrain previously was simply feature complexity.
Damn, that
Looking
sky
at
looks.
our contemporaries,
Yeah,
we
holy
realistic.
fuck.
detail at the ground scale. To combat this, we've added a new layer of data. That layer is called the medium tiles.
These are intelligently placed on top of the existing 4-kilometer terrain tiles based on slope, soil type, and other erosion data. And these medium tiles don't just create height changes, they also bring in local erosion data both for soil and bedrock size values. And this gives us a whole new level of terrain detail, of scale, and allows us to create far more unique locations across the planet. So now that we've nailed the surface, let's have a look at adding some rocks. We've now got 2 major contributors to the rock content of our planets. Firstly, long desired feature, cliffs. We are adding large scale, very detailed to all our cliffs based on the geology at a given location.
But they got to give us a way to climb
adds
them.
An exciting new dimension to steep slopes that we simply couldn't get before.
We need
or
horses.
jetpacks.
No, Skyrim horses.
The second is a big one for you ground vehicle enthusiasts. Rocks are now found not scattered everywhere, like spilt popcorn at the cinema, but only in places you'd expect to find them, thanks to a brand new rock scattering algorithm that isn't annoying as hell. Using physical data generated for each large and medium tile, now rock distribution makes sense and has a physical basis. So if you're still crashing into them after this comes out, that's on you. The rock assets themselves have had a glow up too.
That looks like
we now create rock sets related to a particular geology that look
this
like
does
they
not look
originated
like
from
a
the same
10-year-old
source.
gig.
Yeah.
This ties into
Holy
how
shit.
we'll be distributing minables
That
in
looks
much
like
more interesting
New
ways
Zealand.
too.
Yeah. It's almost like the
You can almost
real
expect it in
pictures.
Lord of the Rings.
So now that our base terrain
Oh
and
my
rock
God.
scattering looks good, let's add some vegetation.
Look at the blades of grass.
And explore some
Yeah.
additional
What the
biomes.
fuck? Oh my god.
Next one's forests and grasslands are full of trees, various grass species, rock formations, and they're found in all sorts of elevations like mountain valleys, open plains, and dense meadows. And when we start to add a bit of fresh water, they begin transitioning into more
that's so
wetland type
beautiful.
biomes.
What?
And while forests are super cool, let's focus on the grasslands and wetlands today. So, how are we making these?
I want to live this.
Obviously,
Look at the
Oh my
but never
god.
meadows of it. Because until now,
The
we haven't been
fog?
able to spawn grass in large enough quantities or effectively represented at distance. So we're stepping up our game in terms of spawning, shaping, and shading grass.
That's where I would
With Genesis,
build my
we
base.
now leverage
Yeah,
Genesis
same.
to create vast quantities of assets across all biomes, whether it be dense meadows or more complex collections of ground cover like you can see in these wetlands.
Whoa.
We are also able to
there's-
fit our grass tiles to the ground by
sick,
conforming them to the unique terrain underneath. Now we can finally cover complex terrain shapes with grass and ground cover assets, and as a result they are now gravity aligned, meaning each blade is oriented as you'd expect and not sticking out like before.
Oh.
Hadn't thought of that, no.
Yeah.
Next, let's take a look at how we light our grass. Now, as in real life, the shading of a grass blade, or indeed a whole field of grass, is lit very differently to like a flat surface. We now use a solution that shades meadows of grass far more like fur or hair. And this, if you think about it, makes sense. At a distance, a field of grass is far more like a carpet or cloth than a flat surface. This improves how our grass looks from a near perspective, as well as bringing us nicely into how we're solving the distant representation of grass. So, let's talk about the distance problem. One of our biggest achievements with Genesis is allowing us to build beautiful biomes out of flora and geology assets like a building set. Can I say Lego?
No.
Too late. But in the past, this broke down very quickly when objects simply disappeared when viewing the same biome from 10, 20, 100 kilometers away. Because we don't hide planetary transitions and allow you to view complex regions from very large distances, there are almost infinite perspectives.
The clouds are so
from
good
which you
there.
can see a location.
Yeah, oh
So,
my god.
how can we afford to evaluate complex spawning logic at runtime for the entire swathes of the planet? Enter the virtual terrain. Virtual terrain, or VT for short, is how we now cache and represent our terrain at varying scales. This has been the enabler for all of the lovely advances in terrain complexity and asset spawning we've shown so far. And it's also how we now evaluate and represent vegetation from a distance. When creating the VT for each part of the terrain, we assess if vegetation has covered the ground, and if so, what shading should be applied. For all of our biomes, we're now able to use the same shading model for the distant representation as the close-up asset, whether that's our lovely rolling hills, some more dramatic rockscapes, those muggy wetlands.
I'm reading some of the comments on the Twitch stream, and some people are simply going day one, disable grass.
Didn't forget about the swamps, and they're coming to next one as well.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people are gonna have issues with it.
All the technologies we've developed, these swamps now
Damn, it's
spring
gonna be
into
so beautiful.
existence from the planetary data. This biome combines all of the elements from the other biomes we've shown you today, from water interaction, denser spawning, unique ground coverage.
Who's going to be the first one to recreate the gladiator scene through the cornfield?
Wait, look at that in the distance. There's something in the background.
The sun.
No, to the left a bit.
Yeah, it looks like an arch thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
weird
that's our
structure.
update
Oh my
on
god.
the planet tech portion of Genesis and how we're using it
A fossilized Velica.
One thing I would love to see is maybe ancient ruins. We've not had that.
Everything we haven't shared
Yeah,
yet.
but there's no lore. There's no lore for ancient alien races
As you can
so
see,
far.
Genesis is now inspiring everyone here to create.
It would be good for the exploration and scientific loops, though, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And meeting of technology and art that
There's going to be a reason for all that
will set
camel
our
paint now
worlds
that they
apart
sell.
from anything we've done before. And with that said, let's move on to a little travel between
Or all that
systems,
freedom fighter camel
literally.
paint.
Yeah.
Dog is happy.
Oh, Halsey.
Up until now,
An
our
actually
mission
working
system
Halsey?
has been specific to the star system you're in, meaning
push
a
it that
Stanton
far.
mission has to take place in the Stanton system, and
That's
a
sort
Pyro
of a
mission
target,
has to
but-
take place there. We've never been able to link these together, but with the introduction of our third star system, it's time for this to change. And that begins with the introduction of interstellar cargo.
What are you talking about today?
System-to-system hauling missions. Hauling's
Yay.
back.
Oh, yes.
was gone. He doesn't even play the game.
These are exactly what they say on the tin. Missions where you're going to start in, say, Stanton and end in Nix, taking various volumes of cargo between the stations. So there'll be high volumes of cargo that kind of fulfill the purpose for the Hull C in the other series of Hull ships.
Oh.
And there'll be a few sort of more direct routes.
So you might pick up some cargo from Ruin Station in Pyro and go through the jump point to Stanton and drop it off there at one of the Elios.
So if you've never sort of experienced the jump point or going through it, these missions will require you to. They're no way limited. You can do them in any sort of ship you want, any size of ship. I'll be doing them in my Drake Cutter myself, between Stanton and Nix.
Just a Drake Cutter.
I've got a few ships, but the Drake Cutter is really cute, so.
One thing that we're looking to add with these interstellar missions is scripted combat encounters where you can be attacked by NPC ships. Maybe the mission giver has tipped off some pirates who are looking to get a hold of that cargo, as well as express missions, which means the deadline timers that you're used to in the regular hauling missions might get really tight, and you've got to learn to be very fast.
Oh,
the
that's
love and
amazing.
care that has gone into hauling missions so far, with the logistical network and making sure they make sense within the themes of the systems, just as much love has gone into the interstellar missions we're making now.
At the start of the show, we said we were going to build out the Nix system right in front of you after 4.4 launches next month. And while we want to keep as much of what we're doing behind closed doors, so you can discover it for yourself, in-game and on your own, we still are excited to share with you a brief look at one of our up-and-coming locations we're calling Rockcracker.
Whoa. Ooh.
Okay, so Rockcracker, Jared,
It's called
is our
support.
internal name.
Rock cracker is where you have to crack a rock.
Wow. Holy shit.
It's a big rock.
Oh.
You want more?
So way out into the Kiga Belt, you'll find these old QV breaker stations. These were originally industrial facilities breaking apart large asteroids and mining them down. But since they've been
That is
mothballed and
huge.
been left abandoned.
Yeah, holy shit.
So you're going to have to find your way inside and thinking about how do we bring this facility back to life.
That makes
It's
me
not
more,
just
even
about
more
flipping the
excited for you,
switch.
Ryan.
As you bring these stations back to life, you'll be lighting the beacon and calling attention to these long forgotten places.
Oh, so what? So
One of the
break
main
down the approved
features is the
resources and
laser
you gotta
head,
haul
which
it
will
out.
require
That's
certain
cool.
things to get
Yeah.
working.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So it's engineering,
It's up to you and
problem
your friends
solving,
to find how to
protection,
get in.
hauling.
There'll be a variety of options.
Wow.
Whether you're discovering the bowels of the station and mining your way through long forgotten tunnels, or you're going through the main laser entrance.
Ooh.
Now, as you're traversing through the facility, you'll find the old engine room. Now, there may be ways to bring the facility back to life, kickstart the engines, and bring power to different parts of the facility. Maybe eventually bringing the laser back online and cracking some rocks.
The secondary gameplay loop is FPS combat. You're not there by yourself.
There may be squatters and outlaws in these stations trying to stop you from what you want to do.
So you've found these old facilities, you've brought them back to life. You've systematically brought power to various functions of the facility. You've activated the laser. You've fired the laser.
I guess they have
You've
to use
broken
red
apart
because
the rock.
green is too Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll be able to fly your ship inside and see what's there.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, so you actually go
Okay.
into the
Into an
asteroid.
asteroid.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You just get into your ship and fly in and start searching around and trying to find the pieces that you want to mine.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm really excited about Rockcracker because it's a sandbox activity. You can kind of go to these whenever you want to.
Now, mining and hauling.
This content is
Mining,
for
hauling, and
players
combat, yeah.
who enjoy
Yeah.
mining, who enjoy exploration,
Yeah, this is gonna be
investigation,
Hathor stations all over again.
and don't mind a little bit of FPS content while they're there.
Oh, I mean, I would say more towards mining, yeah.
It will be very new experience
Yeah,
Yeah.
compared to any other
I would
stories, but
imagine
this
that
one
you want to keep
kinda like
mining and you don't
Alan
want
and
to
will crack open
Yeah.
and show its secret.
go away
One
with.
presumes
You,
you
I
can
mean,
make
you
a
want to
decent
pop
amount
off
of
your
scrap
bags.
An asteroid that's big enough, you fly your spaceship into it.
It wouldn't be worth doing if you couldn't make a good amount of coin. Yeah.
Making promises for the econ team.
Yeah. They've got to balance it.
This is going to be an hour or so of content here, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
It's for people who want a lot of minerals. When crafting comes in, when all the other mechanics and features that we want in the game for 1.0 come in, it will be a place where like an organization or a group of like 5-6 people could come and just get a
5, 6,
monumental amount of minerals.
Whoa.
So that's a look at some of what's coming over the next 12 months. In addition to what we've shown, there'll be new mission packs tailored to the People's Alliance and their struggles. There'll be events that invest you into the evolving storyline of all three systems we'll have in the game. And of course, when we begin populating these with new planets, there'll be a whole host of ground-based POIs, settlements, and structures inhabited by those trying to make their way in the verse. And all of this in service of building star systems that complement the massive corporate yard of Stanton, the lawless ganking of Pyro, and now the new frontier of discovery for the Nyx system. Should I say ganking?
You already did. Good job, everyone. So yeah, a whole lot to take in there. Interstellar hauling is the beginning of a massive expansion to the mission system that'll let us connect these 3-star systems like never before. What else we got? Rockcracker. Rockcracker is just one of the next operations that'll be coming to the Nyx system in the first half of next year, where you're gonna fly into an asteroid and do that thing that miners love more than anything else. Complain about PvPers getting in their way. No, I'm being told it's mining. It's mining. And of course, one of the most anticipated features coming to Star Citizen, Genesis, and what that means for the planets of Star Citizen, including the ones already in there. So let's talk to Will Hain and find out more. And I'm just remembering that Will Hain is in France at the Watchparty. Okay, France. Ask Slarty Bartfast over there how they're going to use Genesis to update the planets and moons of Stanton and get back to me, all right? And see if we can get some fjords. What else we got? The Citizencon digital goodies pack.
Fast reference.
That went up for sale a couple weeks ago and has a whole bunch of mysterious items in it. And that's where I can tell you
He
now
built
that
planets, didn't
all
he?
of them are tied to the Nyx system in one way or another.
Oh.
So let's find out what's actually in
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
There's,
Galaxy
gun
reference.
kit
Slarty
lights
Bart
and helmet,
Fast. He built,
two armor
he
sets
rebuilt
from that mysterious
that.
faction causing a ruckus with the Van Duel, and an Intersect BDU sweater and outfit, a couple of crazy weapons that I'm certain we're going to learn about in just a few minutes, some slick Levski swag,
physical
and finally,
mining
to
drill
celebrate
there.
the long-awaited edition of the
Oh my
Van Duel
God.
Star Citizen, a cool Van Duel knife and adorable plushie.
I
which
love
swear to
that.
love and squeeze
I like
and
those
cherish
armor
forever.
sets.
So yeah,
That
it's
looked like
pretty
a
slick,
like
pretty solid
a
haul
mole
for this
miner
year's
thing
digital
to
release
set
pack,
off.
which you
Yeah.
can still pick up right
I'm
now
happy
on the
about that.
RSI store. So now
But
let's
they
go ahead
said
and
3
transition
weapons,
into our
so
next
what's,
segment.
what's the third weapon?
Much of what you see in the show
Yeah.
today has been the culmination of a lot of people's work in... What's up? All right, I had a dream about like this once. Yeah. Okay, so against everyone's better judgment, the thing has finally happened. Can I help you?
How you think the show's going?
Good. We're getting the Nyx star system and the Van Duel are coming.
Kind of been a lot of Nyx, right?
Well, yeah, but it's a major milestone. It deserves a major showcase celebrating everybody's hard work. And
You got more, right?
Oh, there's
yeah,
a knife.
spaceship's coming up.
Cool.
Wow, it's like they only scanned the original community portion of me. If pictures steal your soul, imagine what face scanning.
They've listed the items now.
Well, this has been super cringe. So I'm gonna head out.
Bye.
Oh, regular Citizencon is still better. You should have done that.
Of course. Thank you. Part of me that isn't a soulless marketing puppet. All right. No. Let's just go to some spaceships, shall we?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ooh, spaceships.
Yeah,
Yay,
spaceships.
Hi, my name's John Crew. I'm the vehicle director here at CIG, and welcome
That's
to
why we
Talking
like
Ship,
science fiction,
where
it
we're
has
going to talk
spaceships.
about 3 new ships coming to the persistent universe.
3. Oh. Pioneer, come on.
They should call it shooting the ship.
Oh,
I
no,
just shared the list of the items in the
most we've ever
pack
done
now.
in a 12-month
I like
period,
talking shit more
and
because
we've
then
covered
it
all the way from
can also
tiny
be
little
like
snubs
talking
all the
shit.
way up to capital ships.
We've kind of filled out a few little gaps. We've introduced some new ships by some old manufacturers.
We had the Polaris come out, and obviously people have enjoyed playing with that. We snuck the Idris in without none of you expecting it for a while, and it's been a busy year. It's nice to start revisit some of the older catalogue and some of the bigger ships again.
I think my favourite ship from the last year is a tie between the Wolf and the Golem.
Favourite ship in the last year? Probably the Wolf.
I feel like it's the obvious one. I'm trying to think of something else, but I really like the Wolf.
Everyone's mentioned the Wolf. The Wolf's everyone's favourite.
The Wolf, obviously, a return of Kruger.
Oh, that, yeah.
Completely new
Yeah.
aesthetic to the game.
The
It's
Wolf
such
was,
a beautiful ship,
kind of
except for the
set
fin.
out to be, and
The fin is awful.
It
They need
revived
to
our
remove it.
manufacturer. We've not seen anything from a while, so
What, the fin?
Yeah, I'm going to say
Yeah, the fin on the
Golem,
bottom.
I think, is just an incredibly well-formed ship in such a
Ugliest
small
part of the
package.
ship.
It really just shows off that Drake aesthetic, giving you the absolute bare minimum needed to perform a role.
I honestly do really like the Zeus. I think it came out really well. It's kind of hard to pin down a favorite, to be honest, because we've released a lot of really cool ships.
Yeah.
Next year we've got some super exciting ships coming up. We're ticking off a few big ones, which is good. We're gonna see again maybe some ships from some manufacturers that don't have that many in their lineup. There's a few big challenging ones starting, so they're good. A breadth of ships, should we say?
The 3 new ships we're going to introduce today all tie in some way to the primary factions fighting over the Nyx system. We'll start with the People's Alliance and Anvil Aerospace.
Ooh.
Anvil is a very military-based brand. It's been a brand that's in Star Citizen for a long time, fighting for lots of military contracts and lore, often up against Aegis, and to the point it actually beat Aegis in the past. You will be familiar with a lot of their ships' designs, such as the Hornet and Lightning. Earlier this year, we introduced the Anvil Asgard, based on the Valkyrie chassis, which is an extremely popular offering. And this year, we're bringing the concept ship we introduced last year, the Anvil Paladin, to life.
Yeah, there we go.
The Paladin is a gunship from Anvil Aerospace, designed
That looks alright, actually.
to support ground operations.
The gunship is a ship that's designed to stay in a sustained firefight while dealing a lot of damage, also taking damage.
We don't have a lot of gunships in the game, the true dedicated gunships. They are quite a tricky archetype to control in game without being too powerful. It's designed with a lot of firepower and high armor and health, but very low maneuverability.
It's multi-crew, it's just built purely for battle. It's got lots of armor, lots of guns, big guns.
It's got a very similar squat kind of form to the Valkyrie. It kind of reminds me of, I guess, like a pit bull. Obviously a very menacing silhouette.
It looks quite forward-weighted in its stance. It feels like it's coming towards you even when it's just sat still. And I think that's something that helps with it feeling intimidating.
If we swing round, following the ship round clockwise, what you'll then see is the first of the side turrets. If you notice the canopy, you'll see that there's a fairly thick space between where the glass is and the whole exterior. That's because it has deployable armor, which can come out and give you a little bit more cover while you're actually attacking the target head on.
It's got these really nice kind of dual connected wings with
Oh,
the turrets
that's
out
so
on the
beautiful.
sides just to try and give as much kind of range for those turrets as we can get.
Which is controlled by one of the 2 remote stations underneath the bridge. If we come around to the rear, you'll see a rail. Now that rail mounts the main turret of the ship, which is controlled by the co-pilot.
So you've got full 360 coverage underneath, full 360 coverage on top with it, and then the side turrets also have 360 coverage that way around and 180 out sideways. So really you have, between the turrets, pretty much 360 coverage in all directions.
Does it have pilot guns?
One of
or is
the
it
unique things
purely
about
turrets?
Paladin
if I
is
recall
all
correctly,
the
the side
are
turrets will be
remote,
pilot
and all the
controlled
crew
if
are
there's
located
only
in
a
this
pilot.
one central 2-story room.
A lot of
That
our
was
Paladin
the
ships
promise.
get
That
scattered
was the
across
promise
ship,
after they
but
made the mistake
with
of trying to
the
say that they
Paladin,
wouldn't be
they're all
pilot
set together
controlled,
for a nice
controlled
cool
initially.
experience, so you can really feel like you're playing.
It's available on the store at the moment.
Pilot, co-pilot up top, you've got the gunners underneath, and I think that helps with the intention of what the
They
ship
get more
does, because
expensive
you've got
then,
this
actually.
really nice kind of like gunner viewpoint down, kind of giving this lower coverage.
We added a glass floor just to keep the 2
It's got like a strategic bomber kind of feel to the
feeling
cockpit.
that you're all working together.
I
and
think it's got added to the game.
That
yeah.
said, if you don't have the ability to fully crew a Paladin, you can still fly it and engage in combat
I like
solo.
Bates Rise.
Obviously not as good as if you have a full crew, but you can't always guarantee your friends are going to be online.
As a solo ship, it's pretty capable of doing a variety of missions within Star Citizen. So if you want to run this ship solo, you can take on combat missions that, say, other heavy fighters like the Scorpius or other ships such as the Drake Cutlass could do.
Wow.
Coming aboard the Paladin, you enter into this sort of armory, ready room area. You have a variety of suit lockers and weapon racks in this room.
Everything's very militaristic, stripped back, simple. It's a very functional space, but you'll find everything you need in that.
One of the improvements from the original concept is we've added a small dedicated cargo bay area, allowing you to store actual SCU crates. Forward of that is the route to the lower gunners, and then upstairs you have the bridge area, and then off that central area you have the dual living quarters, one on the left, one on the right, and then at the rear you have the main sort of engineering area where the majority of the components are. Also within the upper traversal area, you also have a little breakout area with seating, food machine, toilets, etc.
That looks really good.
I think it's a very cool looking ship. I think
Yeah.
we did a really nice job of taking what was there in the concept and adding an extra level of detail and trying to kind of push things forward.
I think it hits the nail in terms of a
little
really
bobble
solid
on the
military
guns
ship.
as they're bouncing on their mounts as it moves is quite realistic.
So something like the Valkyrie, where you've got this big drop ship.
Do
you
like
know,
that.
The Paladin's there just to make sure it's safe, make sure no one messes with you, and just basically scare people away.
The thing I like the most, I think, about the Paladin is that it's very clearly got a crew of 4, and they all kind of work and operate under the same conditions. You know, the pilot,
I like that flight
co-pilot
suit.
and the 2 gunners. They're basically all equal.
That
on
looks
the
so
ship.
good.
There's one toilet. Everyone's got the same style of bunk. When they're at work, everyone's at the front of the ship together.
I can't wait till they do finish their layering of clothes, so you can wear something like that as a
Well, you know, it's
as a
you're all
vacuum
working
suit,
together, you're all
and like put a
working
jacket
for
over the
at
top
work,
of it and
you're,
actually look like a normal person.
Toilet seat never gets cold. Yeah.
So that's the Anvil Paladin. Whilst originally a military-built craft, it's the perfect ship for folks on the frontier trying to defend against threats. And talking of threats, let's move to our next ship, a replica from Isperia.
Yeah, that's the new Vandal thing, I would assume.
Isperia are a high-end manufacturer. They specialise in recreating exotic and particularly alien spacecraft.
Effectively, what they're doing is they're remanufacturing them, making them a little bit more suitable for kind of human flight. And the latest offering from Asperia is the Vandal Stinger.
Yeah, that's what I expected, Stinger.
The Vandal are
Oh,
big,
that looks
scary
so good.
space aliens. They're like 7-foot-tall, evil war race that sort of take over, steal technology, absorb it, fuse it all together into their own needs.
They are the relatively nasty
Oh my
aliens
God.
that you sometimes hear about and haven't seen much of yet. They also make really cool spaceships.
The Stinger as a Vandal heavy fighter was reserved for their higher tier sort of ace pilots or high-ranking members within their clans.
Whoa.
The Stinger is a competitor to something like the FA or I guess the Scorpius.
It packs a lot of firepower in quite a large frame, so it's a very, very tanky spacecraft. The firepower is almost unrivaled in terms of just both the number and the size of them. So it's there for players who don't want agility. They don't want to be in and out quickly. They want to be there brawling with big guns and taking all the hits. One thing Isperia have done differently with the Stinger is they have done away with the majority of the bespoke weapons.
They heard everyone's complaints about the glaive and blade and have stripped off the original Vandal weapons to allow customization for standard heroes.
It's in the store now too.
I saw.
It was too well integrated into the whole,
That looks
even
so
for
good.
Superior to remove.
It's quite
All the
expensive though.
Additional weapons
About
are
a Guardian
generic mounts, so they
price.
can be swapped with any of the existing lineup that we have in the game. By doing this, it provides greater flexibility to the end user, and this is something Isperia wanted for the civilian market. For that one bespoke weapon, the size 5 plasma cannon, functionally it is the same as the existing size 5 plasma cannons on the Scythe and Glaive, but it is a sort of Gen 2 model and wraps it in a different aesthetic compared to those models. You'll see they're very much older Vandal styling. This is much newer Vandal styling, but underneath it is
Whoa.
the same weapon that people have used for years.
Our job as the vehicle art team on the PU
That
was
looks
to take
so beautiful.
the Stinger from the squadron team and prepare it for life in the
Strangely
PU.
enough,
we
looks alien.
took an opportunity to take
Wow.
Which is
you know,
crazy
really
considering it's
well-established
like
art
we don't
style
know any aliens, we've
and,
only know
you know, added
human,
extra
and the
details
humans
when
built
needed.
it.
So the exterior is a real blend of these kind of hard
But I mean,
surface, kind of rare alloys
they
and
copied
wings,
the
and then underneath is
No,
real
I mean,
kind of organic
the
structure
game
that
designers
kind of
made it
webs
look
all
quite
the ship
alien,
together,
and
and
they're
then
all
it
yeah.
connects the thrusters in, it connects all the kind of
so
underside of the
nice.
vehicle and pulls the whole ship together.
You can tell it's very different from the Vandal
It
ships
looks
that are
kinda
currently in the
biomechanical.
PU. If you take, for example,
Yeah, it's like it got,
the way the
it's like
cockpits are
an
constructed,
insect
Up at the
with
front,
an
Yeah.
exoskeleton.
big kind of
That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
exactly.
like a stag
that
beetle
gives
or
the
something.
cockpit quite a
Yeah, that's
unique
what I'm
shape
thinking as well.
compared to some of our other ships.
Wonder
It
if
also
it's
gives
got
the
an
pilot
interior.
a unique position within the ship.
It
probably
gives
does.
Great visibility out the front.
It's called a heavy
Boarding
fighter,
the
so it
Stinger
may
is
just be
a little
cockpit.
unusual compared to
Yeah, because it's so massive. At
ships
least it looks
obviously being
really
alien in
massive.
nature.
You go
I
into
kind
a
of
ramp at the rear,
expect
and
it
it kind
to.
of straight up into the
Oh,
belly
it
of
said
the
ramp,
ship.
look.
There's, you know, lots of
Oh,
organic
so yeah, it's
detail,
got a little bit.
cages, kind of strange
Oh,
alien
that
forms.
is so awful.
That is very
so
The seat
cool.
kind of comes down towards you, and you kind of climb over the back of it a bit
Oh
like
my
a
God.
motorbike.
You're basically riding into the cockpit. It feels very much like you're being like carried inside the cockpit.
That's
so
so
It's a
cool.
ride.
The traditional prone flying pose that Vandal pilots use.
Oh my god. I
Very happy
love
with the team. I
that.
think the team have done a really good job of making something that feels different. It feels
With the
alien,
ribs spread
but it
underneath with
suits
the
our
Yeah.
ramp
that
shape
is
and it
Oh
suits our
my
so
God.
universe.
weird.
I think the guys did a really good job of respecting the, the direction and vision from the original Stinger and Vandal ships in Squadron.
We've tried to take a lot of inspiration from movies and other science fiction material, but I think it sits well within the Star Citizen universe.
Even the
So we
like
have
the
Paladin
glossiness,
for the People's
the
Alliance.
lightness on the wing
We
bit where it changes
have
colour is very
the
insect-like.
Stinger
Yeah.
for people
Aw.
that really like Vandal and want to try and pretend to be them. But what about the other mysterious faction we have running around?
I really hope that they can code
So
it that
Grey
if the
Chowder
Vandal
got to
actually
start
catches you flying one of a replica of
who's
their
working at
ship, that they go
Cargo Center,
absolutely
and
apeshit.
Wait.
He started being able to get his hands on some stuff that other people couldn't,
Oh, yeah.
items that necessarily you couldn't find on a store shelf, but you wanted anyway.
I think Gray is interested in, happy customers. Gray just sees themselves as a conduit to get these things in the hands of people who would appreciate them.
And I think that his latest offering is really going to turn some heads.
Oh.
So the Shiv, well,
Wait, what the fuck?
we don't really know
Oh.
what it is. If I'm, to be fair,
Drake,
It's
is
what
it?
happens when
It looks like a
someone
cutlass.
who is a
Oh,
genius
It looks like a
wait,
cutlass
that's a
with
modified
yeah.
cutlass from Squadron 42.
and ship assembly is
Yeah, that's
given
a
free
modified
rein to
pirate
do
one.
whatever
Yeah.
they want.
Oh
It's
my God.
The best of whatever they can find lying around, put together to make something truly unique, wonderful, arguably
Holy
beautiful,
shit.
and just released out into the universe to see what happens.
At first glance at the exterior of the Shiv, I think most people will probably
The Shiv.
recognise there is more than a fair proportion of a cutlass visible there, but it's had quite a few
Wow.
changes to it.
As you look a little bit closer, you'll start to pick out elements
Oh, I
from other
love
ships.
that.
You've got, main thrusters that are from the Valkyrie.
It's
Even the
I
bits
don't know
that
if
are
you guys know
obviously
Star
a
Wars.
cutlass
It's an
have
ugly.
panels welded on. Panels
It's a chop
removed.
shop
The top
of
turret,
various
which is
bits
now
of ship.
remote, is just this hodgepodge amalgamation with multiple
Isn't
other
that a-
ships' turrets. And then the changes continue onto the inside, where again, it sort of feels cutlass-like, but then you'll find there's bits of Crusader ships just integrated into the wall instead of what was there originally.
I think,
it has lost
this is cool.
its side entrance, some of its cargo
that's so
capacity, but
beautiful.
what it's gained is it's gained visually more powerful thrusters. It's gained a really kind of nice set of belly thrusters. It's upped its firepower.
As ever, with the refined work from Gray's Market, you can
These
see
are the
that
kind
great
of ships
care
I
was
want to
taken
see
for
in the
health
pirate
and safety
hands.
to ensure that there's no trip hazards anywhere.
There's
Why?
like loose cables, panels are exposed. If you look carefully, you'll notice there are like tools laying around in the cockpit.
It's gained a toilet.
Ah.
A bucket.
Oh,
Straight up bucket.
Yeah, it's one for doing stuff, and then you need a second one to wash your hands. It's not an
Oh
animal.
god.
It has very much taken that ethos of Drake and moved it down a level,
Oh,
which I think
that's
is
beautiful.
quite an achievement.
Just look at this thing. How do you even begin to describe the madness that created this?
That's so. I love it. The Shiv, okay.
This is something new and different for Star Citizen. Where did it come from?
Yeah, a shiv is
I'm
a
not going to answer that.
Just
makeshift knife. Yeah.
Gray
Made out of
goes to
scraps.
places and talks to
It's
people.
apt,
I mean,
isn't it?
You know,
I
there's
love it.
many ways to find these things that, you know, I mean, are they legitimate, manufacturers? No.
Hope they make
Are
more
they
ships
operating
like
on
that.
the right side of the law? Maybe
Shop
not, but
ships.
you know.
Oh my god. I
money's
like
money.
that.
Does Gray have a motto, an ethos to live by?
It probably comes down to, don't ask where I got it.
Don't ask how we got it.
Oh wow, it's
Don't
quite
worry
cheap
about
as
it.
well.
Just ask if you want it.
I think the Shiv is for someone that is looking for something a bit different, a bit away from the norm.
sale?
That just wants something that's
Yeah, it's on
unique.
sale at the moment. It's around the price of the
definitely
same
for
price
people
of a
who like
Mantis
a
or a
rustic
Freelancer
aesthetic.
Max.
It's a fun ship, but
Wow.
it's also really strong, to be honest, and it's absolutely a statement.
I'm happy with the 3 ship offerings. They are obviously very combat heavy.
There's something we wouldn't normally release all at once, but honestly, all of them are a different statement and they're all cool.
As always,
I love
super
that.
excited to release these ships into the game and just see how players react and play with them. It's always fun to see the quirks and the shenanigans that people get up to with them. So that's Talking Ship for another year. So. So I've just been informed that we have to do a bit of a timeshare agreement this year. So we have to throw it over to Alexi for Talking Weapons, which is an extremely original name.
Yeah, I hope they even it out so it's not so meta, you know what I mean?
I'm talking about the new edition that come out in
I want
October.
cannons to be useful.
The non-weapons are essentially the weapons that does not have a manufacturer, the weapons that you can think of that were made by space pirates.
Gray sells whatever he can sell.
Sometimes he gets his hands on some weapons that come from unknown origins.
He will sell things that no company in their right mind would ever make.
These are the most kind of like scrappy and taped together and the most kind of like pyro-ish weapons that you can think of.
Right now we're releasing 3 new weapons. Rocket launcher, the LMG, and the long-awaited
these
Space
weapons.
AK.
God.
I think this is the one that not only is the most in demand, but I've been politely
Space
badgered
AK.
about the most. It's a fun rifle that basically fires energy and ballistic in sequence. So your first shot will be your ballistic, your second shot will be the energy. You'll see on the top of the art,
Crazy.
there is a bolt that cycles the rounds, and
that's so
that
cool.
goes off with the ballistic shot, but it does not go off with the energy shot. And that is just like a really fun way of making a weapon work in kind of like a scrappy, glued together kind of aesthetic. The LMG, this thing is a really fun, slow-firing, hard-hitting beast.
It will bring the 50 cal, and the only other weapons that have
Ooh, 50
this
cal.
right now in the verse are the bearing sniper rifle and the Coda.
Honestly, if you even get hit by one, you just instant tier 1 injury, back to medical.
Are you even trying anymore?
You know what? We made all these really complicated, fancy guns, and some people just want, I want a slow-firing rifle. Give me a scrap-together box that fires the biggest thing you can possibly find.
Then why not 40mm
We don't have
grenades?
a rocket launcher of this caliber.
How about a
It will be
revolver?
3 grenades straight
Yeah.
together
Ooh.
that you pull into the tube
Oh
and
God.
fire towards your
I
enemies.
love
The cool
that.
part about
Wait,
it
is it on sale?
will have an arming distance, so you'll not be able to just point it towards an enemy.
It's also going to have a lot of spread. So essentially, you're going to have to get very close with your launcher to be able to blow up ships with a
Oh my
single
God, that's
payload in it.
amazing.
You can't actually aim with the apparatus, because you've got the tube on your shoulder, and you try to aim it, you'd have to physically put the tube in your head. So we were like, oh, we can't have an aiming apparatus for this. And then we realized, like, it's in the spirit of being a tube that you can't use the aiming apparatus, and you just kind of like, all right, I think that's the middle of the screen, I'm going to hit it.
It's in the spirit of being a tube.
Nope, too.
Are we gonna talk about binoculars? Binoculars are really
Binoculars?
cool.
Binoculars, yeah.
We don't have anything like this in the verse. And
Finally.
I think it will be
Yeah.
really convenient to use something that's
Yeah, with that new-
dedicated to look
that new
for
planet
the
tech.
things, especially far
Yeah.
away,
Oh.
instead of using your sniper scope, for example.
Will the binoculars have glint?
I'm not aware of this one. Probably not, because binoculars are not something that you need to be aware of.
It's really funny because obviously, due to Glintgate, as you know, I beautifully internally call it, basically there was a lot of community feedback basically saying like, oh, I really like spotting people. I really like playing a spotter. And essentially I was like, oh, this community wants to be able to spot people from distances. And what can we make gadget-wise that doesn't require new features? And it was like, binoculars. And I prototyped a thing which essentially was just a scope in a hand, and it worked. So we've got some really cool binoculars coming that allow you to spot people from distances.
Ooh.
And how much damage do the binoculars
night
do?
vision?
Depends on how you throw
night
them.
vision and rangefinding.
I mean, I'm thinking about it for
Thanks,
non-combat
Alexei and Zach.
uses.
That's
Like, is the
the end
two
of this
within
segment for this year. So that's
the
talking
digital
ship
goodies
and
bag?
weapons, unless anyone else is going to come and tell me something else. It's been an exciting year, and I think the next year of ships is going to be even more exciting and expansive than this year.
Wait. Oh. I just noticed something. I hope they're gonna announce it.
The battleship.
No, it's in a digital goodies pack.
That is an eclectic
Wait, they
bunch of
haven't mentioned
combat ships for the verse, and they're all available right now up on the robertsspaceindustries.com store. Also, any minute now, there's going to be a PTU drop that includes all three, so you can fly them now ahead of their release next week when Alpha
cool.
3.2 goes live. 3 combat ships. I wonder if they'll have any additional uses coming up later in the show. That's a hint. All right, what else can I shill? Oh, there's merch. We've got these cool new Levski desk mat things.
Oh.
These are always popular. There's some
that's cool.
Levski metal posters on the store. And, of course, love them or hate them, but you can't avoid them. There's this cool new Wickelow's Emporium t-shirt. Yeah.
I hate it. Okay.
There's also a page published earlier today with a bunch of links to offerings from our third-party partners, from eye trackers to gaming chairs to voice packs to spaceship models from new partners like Planet Ring and Pigeon Spaceport and more. You can find all of that on the RSI website as well. And what else can I shill? Oh, for those of you who are at watch parties, where is it? Challenge coins. Who doesn't love challenge coins? There's these lovely Levski-themed challenge coins if you're attending one of the 9 official watch parties around the world. There's also a digital one of these in the goodies pack, so you check those out. Don't leave today without getting your Levski challenge coin. All right, what else can I shill? Now I'm kind of tired of shilling. All right, let's find out some more about where we are. Simon, can we move? Can we do? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay, here we go. Pardon me.
There is an
Excuse
update to
me.
PTU.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
That was my best angle. Hey, I gotta be careful. Last year I took 3 steps and tore a muscle. All right, so this is the 9th floor of CIG Manchester's Manchester office. That's you. This is the room where we have lunch every day, and if you get here early enough, croissants, if the weapons team hasn't stolen all of them. Over here, we got some cool mannequins representing different aspects of the game. You got the ever-present, Hurston security armor over here. That's really cool. You got your Dusters armor right here. You got this guy from a game that we're not talking about today. Marine armor. Yeah, it's all pretty cool. And then when you come over here, got a nice little recreation area.
Oh, you better be lying.
Pits over there for people who.
Yeah, no, they're not going to talk about Squadron 42 today.
Really?
Yeah, they have mentioned it. And nothing about Squadron 42 at all.
Yes.
Can you see me?
Holy crap.
Whoa.
All right. So yeah,
that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
What are you doing, Richard Towler? All right. I thought John went to Washington, D.C. Let's see, what else we got? We got cool Voyager bar here. This is where we get all kinds of breakfast goodies, coffee, stuff like that. Hey, who remembers the big coffee controversy of 2016 where everybody took to Reddit and pondered the question, do devs deserve coffee? I do. You want to see what next year's big controversy is? Check this out. I'm going to come over here.
Oh.
Do devs deserve coffee? Welcome to the Stargarita machine.
Oh my god. Oh, that's amazing.
Do devs deserve frozen deliciousness? I don't know. Go to Reddit and let us know. All right, let's see. Let's go over here. Competition. Oh, competition winners. We have the list of competition winners. Can we put that on the screen? Yeah, sorry, competition winners. Remember the competition for the Citizencon winners? The people made the videos, and we gave them a Kruger L21 Wolf. We actually have the names. They're behind me. Look. All right, that's cool. Also, everybody's got food. Do I have food here? Oh, somebody's supposed to save me pizza. All right, so we got. Oh, you guys saved me a lot of pizza. Let's see. There's like 3 different kinds of pizza here. What if we just combine them into like a challenger situation here?
Oh God.
That's a Citizencon throwback if you're not familiar with. So I have now crafted my own pizza experience. And that is a terrible segue into our next segment.
Yeah, crafting.
Can we, Jim, are you there?
Yes, Jared.
Can we fire up the FPS crafting segment while I try to chew this off camera?
We sure can. Roll, BT.
No, they didn't show the contest winners.
No,
It's streamed along the bottom on Twitch.
Yeah, it was along the bottom. The entire.
Star
I didn't
Citizen
see it.
will always
Oh,
be
yeah.
an enormous sandbox experience where you can set out to tackle the universe in whatever ways you want. But that doesn't mean we can't shape parts of the universe here and there to better suit our needs. That goes for both you and us. Let's start this part of the show with a look at how crafting is going to change everything from resource gathering, refining, and even combat when it comes online in the next few months.
He's still.
First version of crafting is going to be quite small in scale. We're going to use it as a kind of a concentrated effort to allow the players to experience the initial UI, the flow of gathering materials that have different quality, and using those to craft items which are better than what they have currently in the game.
The first version is going to be primarily FPS items that you can craft, weapons and armor.
Oh.
For Star Citizen, crafting is our primary progression mechanic. Star Citizen isn't your standard MMO. We don't have levels. We have ships, we have gear, we have things that you create in the world, you perfect, you research, you improve, and those items, those ships, those vehicles, the armor and weapons, that's how you progress in Star Citizen. Crafting isn't just a progression mechanic for creating new items, it's also a fundamental change to how we handle resources in the game. The materials that you collect, how you refine them, quality matters.
Crafting the weapons, you'll be able to have some quality materials to influence the item stats on those weapons.
It'll be somewhat random, potentially weighted on the location of the material. Some will have a higher chance of higher quality.
How they're going to
Once
fucking
you take
balance
those
that?
materials to your crafting bench, the fabricator, you can use them to craft, and the different attributes will be increased based on the quality of the materials you use. It's not just iron ore anymore, it's iron ore of the quality that you know will get you the stats for the item that you desire. And it's not just mining, it's essentially every resource we can get our hands on.
To support this, we also need major changes to inventory so that all of these new resources that you're collecting, you can see what you have, you can order it better, you can understand what you have in your inventory.
Gonna need
We won't have
an
the
economy
new
too.
refining crafting system yet. We'll be using the existing ones. Those will pass the quality through into the refined materials, which you can then take to your crafting machine and start making your personal items. Once you have your blueprint and your quality materials that you've refined, then you can put them together on the item fabricator. This will be pretty much what we showed in last year's Citizencon, with the UI letting you assign your quality resources to different aspects of the item. Once you're happy with what you see on the preview, you'll be able to click to craft, and it'll get queued up, and your result will be produced sometime later. You'll be able to get the new crafting machine from shops in most landing zones. You'll be able to bring it up on your freight elevator and use it in your personal hangar, or tractor beam it around and stick it on a ship if you want to use it from there.
There'll be a small amount of blueprints you get credited to your account just to test and mess around, but the vast majority of them will be earned through missions, and then you can use that blueprint to craft the item that it is that you've got the blueprint for. So it should be a good reason to go and test all the different various missions in the game.
The advantage of crafting your own items is that they'll be better than anything that you could buy from shops. you'll be able to increase and improve item stats that are relevant to your gameplay. Maybe a gun will shoot faster, maybe it'll do some more damage, or your armor will have greater resistances against environmental effects or incoming fire.
Huh.
You might be wondering, what about the upgrade and
Next
research?
few months.
That will be coming in a subsequent release. We're happy with this initial scope for crafting.
It's going to be so valuable for us as devs to kind of get the metrics in, get the feedback in, because then we can make the changes that, you know, they only become obvious, so to speak, when you have kind of mass amounts of data and mass amounts of users using it. So I'm very excited to get it out in the wild.
It's our intention to get crafting out on tech preview by the end of the year and get the testing we need so we can release it when it's ready.
So that's one way you'll be crafting your own experiences in the Star Citizen universe. But what about us? Where do we get to hone in and craft a bespoke experience here and there, specifically tailored to individual or small group play? Well, that's where instancing comes in. And I'm going to let
Does that mean new players are just going to get fucking steamrolled?
Oh, 100%.
We're bringing instancing to Star Citizen.
Don't they always?
T26.
Oh, yeah.
Why are we doing it, and how will it work? So if you've played any content in 2025 in Star Citizen, you know that most of these areas were in actual PvP zones where other players could interfere. Instancing is a means to create an environment where designers can create tailored content that's tuned to a specific group size, but it is also protected from outside interference. It's not to say that we don't love PvP. I'm a PvP guy. PvP me, bro. But like most MMOs, a good balance between a dangerous overworld and a protected instances is needed. Right now, we don't have this ability, and this is something we really need in order to give you a sense of progression that is tailored and balanced to a tunable amount of groups, so the difficulty matches the group size. There's a beginning and an end. It doesn't mean that that doesn't fit in our overworld strategy, meaning getting to the instance is dangerous, exiting the instance is dangerous, or can be interfered with others. But at least when you're playing the content, we can actually make something that's curated for one experience. So before anybody says this is only a PvE thing, this technology can also be applied to unlock curated PvP experiences that are as seamless as the PvE ones. So it's not about one thing or the other, it's really about unlocking developers' ability to create curated content. So that said,
that's amazing.
How will it work? Instancing is really an evolution over static to dynamic meshing. We want your instances to be as seamless as your instance hangars, meaning that when you take an elevator, you exit the elevator, you're inside the instance. A gateway opens, you cross that gateway, you're now into your instances. Could be also a quantum jump into an instance that you don't even see. The transition is just like a dynamic mesh transition. And so throughout the universe, we will be able to add these areas that are open or closed instances that allow you to join in either with a party and have a reserved instance for your party,
they will basically act like
or
a portal
join in open instances that has a number of slots. And so some of those areas will be completely instanced on different servers. This allows us to leverage the compute power of the entire mesh. The closed ones will be really to drive one piece of content. You enter and exit seamlessly, just like we do with your instance hangars currently. Let's go and find out what one of our first instances will be.
Siege of Arzen was an event we did previously, which created a gameplay scenario where the player had to run through and progress through contested islands of Arzen. This was a high-paced, high-intensity event, but it struggled a little bit from its technical execution. But now with the introduction of instancing, it gives us an opportunity to evolve it and modify it and make it better for you in a small group to work through that activity.
I did like this.
It is an event that I had the honor of pretty much solely designing and building all of the logic and having the stress of trying to get it working.
Agent Dooley from the CDF puts the call out for volunteers because basically the Nine Tails have taken over sort of a cluster of floating platforms in Orison.
And you are there to kill these sort of lieutenants of this terrorist organization and take back control.
That's amazing.
So in our current thinking, Siege of Arison is designed for about a 15 to 20 people fire team. So you, your friends, or your org will go in, you'll all have sort of dedicated roles. Some of you might be the tank who brings in the heavy weapons and sort of pulls the fire. Some of you might sit at the back and be the sniper and pick people off who are a bit further to make the advance easier. Some of you will be the medic who sole job is going to be revive and look after the rest of your team and the health of them. And some of you will be the people who push for the objectives to try and get sort of most of the mission done. The event was designed for about 15 to 30 people, but when we released it, we fixed the problem with 2 DGSs on one server that was fighting for resources, and with that we also upped the player count to 100, so when it first debuted it was already too full for what it was designed for.
It was a massive operation at the time. I think that bringing it back and giving it a refresher will be a fantastic addition back into the PU.
So imagine if Siege was a instance that you could go in and play solo, or if it was a public event that you could go with your friends, or you could join up with random players on the server. There's lots of ways that we want to take a look at Siege, how we can make it a more approachable piece of content.
I'm excited, to say the least, to bring back Siege of Orison to Star Citizen and to sort of have it be one of the first tests that we have for instancing and really get it back to sort of a core experience point where it should be. So while the next season is quite heavily focused on Nyx, I'm also very happy that we're not really ignoring our other 2 systems of Standard and Pyro, and we're going back there and we're sort of improving and expanding on the player's life in those 2 systems as well.
Yes, and while things like Genesis, interstellar hauling, crafting, Siege of Orison, and more will reveal next year, will continue to bring life into the existing universe outside of Nyx. There's still one more exciting use for instancing we're building right now. It's an earlier look than normal, and some of it is still in white box, but we're excited to share the first look at a major content release of 2026, and what it means for progression-based gameplay. As an evolution of our Building Interior initiative, you won't discover it by accident, because when it's complete, it will be found deep within the heart of Levski itself. This is the Municipal Works.
Oh. Oh! Oh, that's cool!
So inside the facility, you'll find huge vaporization
yeah!
chambers, old processing plants,
basically
industrial
dungeons.
tunnels,
Oh.
and eventually into the old turbines which are still pumping heat into the old rock.
So this is the true history of Levski. This is a place where you won't see in Lorville, you won't see in I-18 or the other landing zone. It's the pure basis of Levski. You will have, of course, metal and tunnels and more structural plays, but you will also see a lot of rock and cave. So it's not a place you go to take vacation. It's really a place you go to fix stuff.
Not everybody has what it takes to come down there and do the job that needs to be done.
All of your sewage systems have stopped working. Everything's going to quite literally. And so the player is tasked with their group, most likely, to go into there, take out the outlaws, and get the facility working again.
So let me get this straight. This is literally a mission to fix the toilets of Levski.
It's not just the toilets. You're also trying to turn on the air. Air is a bit more important. It still works in Levski, but they have like maybe polluted air because it's not being cleared properly. It's not just for the toilet.
Poop mission.
It's also a little bit more exciting than just going into like some vents. It's like a 3-layered system where there's 3 chapters.
This will be mission-driven and repeatable. Everything from mining to salvage to combat to investigation, a variety of roles. Narratively, it's a real sandbox. Every progression you do will unlock a new area that will link back to previous areas, complexifying the play space.
We've been wanting to have more gameplay around landing zones for a long time. Now that we have instancing tech coming online, that allows us to do something that provides really cool gameplay close to a landing zone.
With the missions, that's what will create different overlays or change the spaces or change the progression, but it'll be the instancing which will enable us to create tailored content to you and your group. So you're going to be able to play a part of it make your progress, and then log off. And then the next time you come online, you'll be able to pick up where you left off.
It's going to allow players to return back to it at different states, depending on how much you've progressed, and be able to keep it going until you've reached sort of the end of the whole 3 chapters.
Where you're not going to have other people getting in your way. It's you, your team, your party.
It's a way of giving players content where they know exactly where they're at and they can keep going back to it and improving sort of their own progress and ability to jump through them in faster and faster times as well.
So that's a look at how we'll be allowing players and developers alike to create more crafted experiences within the greater sandbox of the persistent universe. Okay, is that it for me at this point, Jared?
Almost. Throw it back to me, and I've got one more for you after this.
Back to you, Jared.
Everybody's really excited about the year ahead. So that's a brief look at some of the ways in which we're allowing you and our developers to craft a more curated Star Citizen experience. Now, at this point in the show, we are in the home stretch. We've got only one more segment to go. But before we do that, we wanted to check out, we said earlier in the show that we would look at what you were saying during the show. We looked at how to put YouTube comments on the stream, and it was immediately apparent that we were going to lose our broadcast license, so we're not going to do that. We did find some social media stuff on Twitch, though, or not Twitter, X. What is it called now? Let's see what this says. Let's see. We've got Welcome Back Levski from, I'm not wearing my glasses. Oh, no. Oh, time to suit up. Let's go get them, says Ubu. I really should have worn my glasses. Cue the bagpipes. That's the other game, Charlie Oscar. Let's see. Nice to see you live, Jared. Mom? Let's see. First Citizencon after playing for almost a decade in Austin. Oh, nice. Straight out of Klesher, back to the Hex. Photos from Leicestershire. How do you say it? Is that Leicestershire? Leicester? Leicester? Geez, I've only been in the UK for 3.5 years.
Americans.
San Jose Bar Citizen Watchparty. Oh, somebody created a lovely Vandal mask there. Sean Tracy, can we get that in game? Just that, exactly. Just scan that, put that in game. All right, so that's a few reactions we're seeing on social media right now. Before we get to our big finale, or the thing we're going to wrap up the show with today, I did want to talk a little bit about big Citizencon versus digital Citizencon versus what we're doing today, which is Citizencon Direct. Every year, Citizencon is a monumental task for any number of people, whether that's development, marketing, the support teams, the platform teams. Everybody comes together to make this thing happen and go off, hopefully without a hitch. And so far, we've been doing all right, other than some stuff in the room here. You know who you are. They had to know. But doing Citizencon is not always the easiest thing for our developers. You might not assume this, but most game developers are not social butterflies. They tend to like to sit quietly in the dark at their computers, like little goblins, and just make digital virtual worlds like this. And then I come in all happy and like, hey, you want to be on video? And they're like, no.
So what chip was it that was getting added to the
like, oh yeah. And then
referral program?
We thought we usually do it behind the scenes afterwards, but we thought we'd do a little bit of it here. The folks in the editorial department put together a brief montage of some of the more candid moments from the
because there was one that was locked until Citizencon.
I think that might be either the new Vandal ship or the what's it?
Nope, my first one.
Maybe the Perseus ship?
2.
A few.
8 or 9? Maybe 9 or 10?
Never.
Man, I don't know, man.
Did you like doing it?
Yes, I was completely terrified.
It was good, a bit stressful.
The first live one, I was a mess.
Weird combination of going from insane highs
Still
to
redacted.
insane lows. Live
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, I think it will probably be the Perseus that we'll see during IE.
Pre-samp's always fun, but the live events are special, aren't they?
Remember we were at that weird crack house in Ancos?
Right.
I like the live ones. Oh, I mean, I love
Well,
these
they also
digital
took
ones.
out.
These are the best.
So initially it was
Every time I've
unannounced
done it, it
vehicle
has
to
been a
be
digital
revealed
one
during
on stage.
It's because you have a restraining order.
Citizencon, but they took out the Citizencon part.
Didn't know if I was going to be sick, if I was going to lose my stomach.
How hard is it to keep your eyes open on stage?
That's not a problem with the lights. They're kind of, I'm realizing through this sentence that I'm closing my eyes as I speak. Do I do that a lot?
I am a very shy individual, so this is me just trying to get out of my shell.
Getting the crowd to react to the ideas that we've been working on for so long.
We can
Last tech better be good, man.
Everybody.
I can feel your passion from here.
Wow.
The camera.
1,647 viewers on Twitch.
Do I stand up? Do I sit down? Do I
What's
drink?
up,
Do I
sorry?
not? Do I talk?
This will be the best one yet. That's right. Because it's nice and short.
Is this all supposed to be usable content? Because I can be different.
No. Of all your nicknames, why is Moist Master your favorite?
I think you mean least favorite, and because it has the word moist in it. I mean, come on.
Moist
Sounds good. Good deal.
There's something so juvenile by being weirded out by voice.
Yeah.
So for those of you watching at home or at the watch parties, you're like, why are we showing that? I put that in there because I'm eternally grateful for all of the CIG staff and developers who take the time to appear on these things, whether it's ISC, SCL, Citizencon, walk on stage, be pre-recorded. It's not the easiest thing for everybody. And on behalf of the community, if I can speak for them in this regard, I want to say thank you for participating in these things each and every year that we have them. Now, let's wrap things up here. So let's see, how do I want to do this? At this point, we've only got one major story left to tell. But before we do that, we wanted to do one more check-in on something we started last year. Last year, Rich Tyler took the stage and presented his roadmap to 1.0. And we didn't want to go an entire year without talking to the senior game director himself to get his update on that 1 year later. So we're going to throw it to him, and we're going to go to our last segment, and when we come back, we'll say our goodbyes. And if you're at a watch party, it's time to get. I was going to say, that's not a word I can say on the camera. Let's just go. Let's just throw it back to me. Go to me from 1 week ago. Last year, Senior Game Director Rich Tyler took to the stage and revealed our plan for 1.0. Now, before we end this year's Citizencon Direct, we wanted to take a few moments and follow up on that reveal from last year, to do as we've done today and look at the year ahead. So, Rich, thanks for taking the time to join us.
Well, you're welcome.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Everybody knows the only constant in game development is change. So I'm going to ask you outright, what's changed about the road to 1.0?
Well, fortunately, nothing. It still remains our North Star. The team is busy working towards that goal in the background, and every patch this year has moved us towards that goal. And if you haven't watched the Star Citizen 1.0 presentation from last year, I highly recommend you do so, because everything in it is still relevant as of today.
You mentioned every patch this year has moved us towards that goal, so I want to dig deeper into that. We've done, at this point, 9 releases in this year, more than any year prior. How does each one of these not just sit as their own moment in time, but move us forward on this road to 1.0?
Well, last year I discussed the framework of 1.0, how all those complex systems can tie together. And one of the core aspects of that was the main story, which became the spine of the universe, which brought all of the locations, mission givers, guilds, and all the different areas of the game to the players. Now, what I didn't talk about from last year was all of the content that was going to support that framework, add the flesh to the bones, should we say. And I think that's where this year has moved us towards that goal. If you think about previous events of previous years, they've generally been locations that we've put into the verse, but they've been transient. We've taken them away, like Siege of Orison or Zenithreat. We've added them to game, and then they've been moved away. And I think with the addition of the patches this year, when you look at the Hathor facilities, Onyx facility, these are permanent additions to the world that not only have their own story, as when we release them with the patches, but they'll also become points of interest and areas that the larger 1.0 narrative will utilize.
Since we're on story, I'm going to stay with this here. Since we launched the PU back in 2015, it's always been this sandbox where players can do what they want. They can bring their own story to the verse, and that'll never change. But how important is it that we also build this concurrent narrative of our own, this crafted experience, if you will, alongside that?
Well, we're trying to create a living, breathing universe. And that includes both the player stories that you mentioned, that they can go and enjoy and create their own memories together. But it also means that we want to have a universe that gives back. We want areas and locations to feel like they're believable and real-life locations. And if you look throughout this year and the patches that we've worked towards, we've had an overarching story that's moved from patch to patch, and we're going through some of those cycles right now. We've also been introducing mission content that has fully voiced dialogue and facial animation, which allows us to inject some of the meaning and the why to what you are doing as a player. And I think story is integral to Star Citizen as a connective tissue that ties all of these different complex systems together, because it takes players on that journey throughout the game.
To see this big turn this year to start injecting story into the verse, I think people are really responding to it. So everybody knows, and you mentioned just now, that this year we changed a whole lot about how we operate and how we release things. How do you think that's gone?
I think it's gone very well. I think if the mantra that I've always been pushing this year at the beginning of January was patch always goes. And I think this year has seen a different development strategy for how we've been moving the game forward. That's where this different strategy has allowed us to really take a wider approach. And we also have to remember that Star Citizen is played by tens of thousands of players every day. And while we have lofty future goals, we still have to make decisions right now that make the game fun for the people that are playing it all the time, playing it as their daily game. If you look at previous years, we've had to hold a patch back, we've had to make concessions, mainly due to around a feature may not been ready or right to go into there.
There were 3 months, 4 months, sometimes 5 months between patches.
Exactly, and I don't think that's good for anybody. I don't think it's good for the players. I don't think it's good for the development team. I think it's better to have regular cadence of drops. One good example is this year for A Line of Mine. People probably don't know, but A Line of Mine, when you turned on the laser, it was actually supposed to reveal the sandworm Valakar. And I played it, and it didn't hit the quality that I wanted to go into the game. So we changed, and I took it out, and I made that decision alongside Chris and Erin, and we've held that back, and we're going to work on that towards a future patch. But I think definitely the more regular cadences has had the multiple benefits, and like I said, I want to dispel a myth right here, right now. Like, features are still being worked on quite heavily in the background, from radar and scanning, FPS, the new quantum, to inventory, engineering, and crafting, and all of those features are going to be coming very, very soon for players to get their hands on. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to sit here and say that if I was to go back to the start of the year, I would hope that we would have released more features. But I also think every decision we've made this year has been through the lens of making the live experience as stable and as good as possible.
Absolutely. All right, so that's a bit about the year before. And the year before has been, I've said this before, I've said it internally, I've said it out there, I'm going to say it right now again on camera. I think this has been the best year of Star Citizen ever, and I'm willing to look right into the camera and say that. The player numbers are up, engagement numbers are up, the length of the play sessions are up, bug numbers are down, 30K is gone. It's been a solid year. But Citizencon isn't Citizencon without talking about the future, so I want to move us to the future. We've talked about story, we've talked about this more diegetic, immersive universe and adding voice lines and stuff like this. But where do we go from here? Obviously that continues, but what more are we going to do to make this universe seem alive and real and breathing?
I think the biggest thing is to start having that conversation be two-way. So if you think about this year, like you mentioned, we've been having fully voiced NPCs, but a lot of those missions and those NPCs, they're talking to you, they're talking at you. Right. You don't get to talk back to them. Now, obviously, you get to interact with them through your actions, you get to go and do their mission, and you get to move that along, and then they talk to you again. But it's a one-way conversation.
We're missing that conversation wheel.
Exactly. The next part would be physical mission givers. That's something that we're going to be working towards very soon, with Battaglia being the first one coming back in the verse. And just to be clear, we will be bringing all the mission givers eventually back, and we want them to be an integral part of the verse and the story that players go and enjoy. We want the locations to be brought to life, and as we mentioned last year, we want to have interactive scenes that you can go and be part of. And obviously the full end goal is towards, you know, to have cinematic stories in the game, and that is what we're going to be pushing towards. Everything we do, every decision we make is through the lens of moving us closer to 1.0. It might sometimes be difficult to see why those decisions have been made at the time they've been made, but rest assured that Star Citizen 1.0 is still our North Star. That's what we're still aiming towards, and that's what we're going to be moving forward with every patch next year as well.
And remembering when mission givers were first introduced, they sometimes became a bottleneck. Is there a role in instancing, which we learned about earlier today? Is there a role for instancing in that, in helping with mission givers?
Yes, partially. It will be one mechanism that will allow us to have players go to their own individual area of the verse, have that conversation, and then go and continue on into the open world environment. So I think that's where, when we look at instancing provides us one tool that allows us to remove that bottleneck and provide a more seamless experience.
Happy you said that, because that's one of our last topics I want to get to, is how we reconcile instancing with the persistent universe. Like, for the last 10 years now, we've been building this giant, seamless, persistent universe where everybody can come in and play together. And it would be easy to have a first instinct reaction to the idea of instancing and say that's antithetical to everything that Star Citizen. But you mentioned last year these 3 pillars of building Star Citizen in the PU, and I want to know, you said nothing changed, but I want to ask you about this specifically. What are those 3 pillars again, and how does instancing fit within the greater design of Star Citizen?
So the 3 pillars I mentioned last year were open world. That's just like the missions you love today. You can go and play, there's other players there, and you can go and enjoy that together. Then we have instancing, which I'll talk a bit about more, but similar to municipal works that we've talked about previously. And then the 3rd pillar was dynamic content, which would be content that's generated by the activities of the players. And I think it's very easy to become myopic around one specific thing when we're talking about it a lot, when it's the next stage of our development. And I think you could reverse it. If we'd have made a game that was all instance, and then I'd come on camera and said, hey guys, we're going to start doing it open world, it would be like, oh, is the game changing? Are we doing open world now? Is open world the new you know, North Star that's going to take us this way? And it's not. It's just one more tool that's going to allow us to offer different and dynamic experiences for players to go and engage in. Now, when I talk about instancing isn't always what you'd imagine as a solo instance experience where it's only just you. We're going to have several different versions of instances. Some are going to be closed instances, which will be like the new player experience. We'll be able for you to go in by yourself, for us to teach you the ropes in a safe environment so that you can understand how to play the complex game that we've made. But we'll also have open instances, like a cantina or a bar, where we might say, hey, we only want 50 people to come in here because we've got mission givers and we've got other NPCs for you to talk to, and you would just walk in and it would be seamless. You wouldn't know that there was an instance, it's not going to get a loading screen, you would just seamlessly walk into that location, it would be full of other players and NPCs, and you can go and enjoy the content. And that's, I think, something that instancing is going to provide us. It's going to give us a tool to offer different dynamic content, or curated content, as I'd say. It allows us to create experiences that are different to the open world experiences that we've already made. And it's not to say that we won't continue our open world development or only do instance content. It's going to be a mix. And like I said, this is one of the pillars that will move us towards 1.0. We will eventually work dynamic content that will move us forward to 1.0, and all three of those pillars will interweave to create the full Star Citizen experience.
It's starting to sound like
we've
they're
hit
going to instance a lot of the game and
bigger
not just
topics, like the feature work, engineering, and FPS crafting.
I mean, that is also kind of a
previews
good
soon
thing
and stuff
because
like this. We've talked about
a
instancing
lot of the
and how that's going to
things
work
at the
within
moment
universe.
that broke servers was
But I wanna
because
ask
a
you
lot
this
of people
one
just
last
dumped
big
all
one.
of their shit
It's
at
very easy to say
those
Star Citizen
particular
is this kind of
places.
game and that kind of game.
So just
Those of us
having an
who
instance
spend
where
our
the
days
moment the
making it
people
know
leave
better. It's
will
an
be
everything
better.
game. It's everything we can make it game. It just is.
Oh yeah,
At
and
the
I like
core
that
of this
idea.
is still spaceships.
I like it.
You know,
It's going to make some
that
people
life
angry
of
though.
spaceships.
Yeah.
What more can you tell us about spaceship gameplay in the future? What can you give us? What can you tee up for us?
I mean, they have to get
look
over it if they
forward
don't
to,
like queuing.
For those of
Yeah.
us who are really into Star
I think
Citizen.
if
for the
everyone's got to
spaceships.
speak with the same
Our
guy.
intentions going forward are to make sure that
not gonna be
every
easy
ship
without
or
an
ship
instance.
archetype that you acquire has a role and has content that you can go and enjoy in the universe. For example, right now I know that we're working on more robust mining missions, more robust salvage missions. We're going to be working on refueling missions. And we want to make sure that each and every one of the ship has a purpose and has a reason to exist in the game. That's from the smallest Argo MPUV, as well as ground vehicles, all the way up to the large capital ships. We want to give them purpose. And I think it's something that we are absolutely aware of. We want to make sure that we're building that spectrum of content to allow players to go and engage in. And I think 2026 is going to be...
Ooh, chat is not having a good time.
For Star Citizen.
No?
And I think there's going to be something that's very interesting and
No, not
something
on
that a
the-
lot of people have been waiting for. But
on the
rather than me
Star
spoil it,
Citizen
I'll let Ian and the team
Twitch.
go into the details.
Oh, probably because they're talking constantly about the future. Right?
Ian, take it away.
Yeah, it started when they started talking about instancing things for PvE content. The PvP players immediately went crazy.
Of course they would. Fuck them.
So the persistent universe has existed for
Bastards
over
that
10
they
years
are.
now. During that time, we've created lots of gameplay systems. We've added hundreds of locations. We've added lots of mission activities for different purposes: combat, cargo, mining, salvaging. But for combat ships, the only thing you've been able to do is fight other combat ships. In 2026, this changes.
Oh.
We're going to be delivering a spaceship-focused activity space which incentivizes the use of
Yeah,
different
that
gameplay
started as
roles.
soon as-
These are
Wait.
going to be scenarios where you're going to have to plan and strategize and create operational tactics to overcome your objective. So what you're going to see is very early. It's early in the pipeline process, and it's going to come online about mid next year. But we're really excited about the content we're creating, so we want to share with you a super early look at what we're building in a space we're calling Tactical Strike Groups.
Ooh.
Right.
The People's Alliance are still trying to get to the bottom of what this new faction is really doing in the Nyx system.
They've sent a capital ship to check out a station and run into more than they can take care of themselves.
Unfortunately, that team came under attack and members of their groups were taken hostage. Now they've reached out to Intersec, who've reached out to you to help recover the pilot. Of course, it's unwise to do this alone, so you'll need to put a team together to attack the station.
When you arrive, you will have this big asteroid, kind of broken asteroid, and on this you will have this space where you will find three big arms. You will see at the middle, you will have this big energy core. Everything here has a purpose. It's not just for the show, just something nice to see.
You'll see a People's Alliance-owned Idris that's just on the outside, and it's going to be getting harassed by this unknown faction that you have met before.
So your first objective here is to clear out the ships. There'll be waves of these ships, so this is where you want your light or your medium or your heavy fighters, whichever playstyle you prefer.
So while one part of your group is dealing with the fighters, now it's time to actually assault the station.
I'll set up a
This
Perseus
station
yet.
has been outfitted to resist all of the obvious way of attacks.
Somehow they've incorporated Vanduul capital ship killing turrets.
Oh,
These
shit.
turrets ignore small fighters, and they have the firepower to destroy even the biggest capital ships.
Your Polaris and your Idris, if you get it close, it will get shredded. The idea of these is so we can sort of make it so we can mix up that ship combat and not everyone can just bring the biggest ship and win just because they have the biggest ship.
Oh.
You have to send out your best pilots to navigate the superstructure and take down anything that may damage your bigger ships. So at this point you're thinking, destroy the turrets. But it's not that easy. This turret has shields that you've never seen before. It won't take any kind of damage. Your missiles won't do anything, your lasers won't do anything, your ballistics won't do anything to them. But like everything, they do have a weakness. You have to cut the power to their shields. To do that, that actually brings you to your first objective, the power relays.
So the exterior has a number of power relays that are holding the doors closed so that you can't get in.
You have to find them, you have to target them, and you have to destroy them. But it may not be as easy as it seems.
Here's our first wrinkle. The power relays have their own shields that are resistant to energy-based attacks.
We know how much you like using laser repeaters, but so do these guys.
Capital ship can't get close enough because of the turrets.
So ships with explosive or ballistic ordnance will be needed here. That's torpedo ships like your Retaliator or Gladiator, or even another fighter with ballistics loadout. That's going to take you a while.
Once the power relays have been taken down, the station opens up.
And this is where things get really cool.
Now it's time for you to fly your ship inside the station.
Yeah, you, in your ship, fly into the superstructure of this station.
How cool is that? I feel like this is a proud dad moment. Thank you, Jared.
We're just going to call it what it is. It's a trench run.
Trench run.
Ah, that's
so as
cool.
you enter the structure, you'll see cooling units along the sides that you'll need to take out. There's 3 arms to the station that have these trenches. You'll fly into one, and then there'll be a core in the center, and then you'll move out another trench.
You're either gonna do it multiple times.
I see why they need to instance this.
Yeah.
I don't know,
At this point,
man.
the core is still protected,
Don't
so these
instance
are essentially
everything.
strafing runs.
No, I don't
Objects
mind
to
it if they
avoid.
instance
You're
everything.
going to have to be able to dodge. You're going to have to move quickly. You need an agile ship.
Besides like Cathar, I don't see them instancing here. But if it relates to the lore and the story of the game,
Yeah.
So once the cooling units are out, that exposes the core to.
It reminds me of some old
like that reference.
video games we used to play.
Yeah. I love that little Star Wars reference that they just did.
This core is armored and just takes a whole lot of damage.
Again, as well.
Oh no, Lando, get out of there!
Once the power core goes down, the turrets come down, and then the capital ships can get closer. Why is that important? Because during all
gave
this, you
us the
spend a lot
purpose
of
for the
ammo,
torpedoes
ammunitions, and
back.
ballistics, and
Woo!
you're going to want to top up.
This is where we're gonna get our new feature in: ship hangar refueling and rearming.
Oh.
You're gonna be able to land in the hangar of select ships and be able to use the same interface
Yes,
as you are
finally.
right now at stations to
Oh,
refuel and rearm.
this isn't coming right
Specifically for
away.
Ships like the Idris and
No,
the Polaris and other
eventually.
ships that are designed to have other ships land inside them.
Of course, it'll be more than just those 2 ships, and you'll find out more once we get closer to release. But this is a really important feature that we're really excited to get out.
If you're not bringing your own Idris, the People's Alliance has a Idris there that can provide a safe port in a storm, allow you to set back up and head back out.
And it's a good
Liberator.
thing you've rearmed and refueled too, because
Yeah,
now
Liberator.
another group of ships is coming to attack the People's Alliance.
Ironclad as well, probably. The assault, I mean.
Assault.
Hell, even the carrot.
Nah, not a carrot.
Not very, it's got refueling. I don't know about rearming.
So
Yeah,
while the
but it
fighters are
also can't
protecting
fit
the
that many
Idris,
ships.
What's happening at the
No.
station? Well, that's where the dropships come.
Now you've got to take
890
a
jump.
fire
It's
to
got a
the
hanger.
land. You've got to fight through an
Yeah.
onslaught of FPS enemies that belong to this unknown faction, and you've got to open
Carrick
hanger
has a hanger.
door, which will allow you to release
Pack has a
from
mini
the
hanger.
station.
Yeah.
You want to park tack off this hangar and shoot
You've opened
in.
the doors, and that person's taken off. You've just got to make sure they get to safety.
So at this point, all of this sounds pretty simple, but there's an additional complication.
So up until this point, it's just been you versus the enemies in the station. But the enemies in the station have their own enemies.
The Van Duel neighbors who really don't like these guys for some reason will come in and wreak havoc on everything.
And they're not going to discriminate between you and the station. They're out for blood. When you alert the Van Duel by destroying the power core that the station's now vulnerable, you're on a time limit. Van Duel are coming, they're going to come hard, they're going to keep coming, you're going to have one hell of a fight.
Is that a Vandal cap ship?
Oh.
Nice.
King ship. Oh,
I don't
yes.
think it was not a full king though, is it?
I don't think that's
Looks
the
like
king.
it,
no.
yeah.
I think it's like one of the Corvette's destroyers that you shoot at with the big guns in the intro.
Yeah, it might
Yeah.
be.
Tactical strike groups. I'm personally so invested
That's
in
gonna be
this.
fucking
So
exciting,
throughout
holy shit.
2025, we created a variety of content. Some of it was very focused
Yeah, that does
on
actually look
FPS
like a good
Some
mission.
personally
Yeah.
driving a more vehicle
And that does
And
definitely
yeah,
something
it
that
might
this
have
game
to,
says.
and it might have to be
This
instance.
is a
You're right, or else
defining
it's just going to
statement
go to shit
that I
all the
wanted to
time.
do in
Yeah.
2026. We're a spaceship game.
Well, it will just be you.
There are
You get the
prized
mission, you
possessions
get the destination,
to
and it's
the
not shared.
Objects we fall in love with.
Yeah.
This is the
The
content we want to
jump
create,
point.
which
Yeah, unless you're in the
creates
party,
scenarios
then
and roles
and
for
all
you to
heading to the
use.
same
Oh,
spot.
yeah, they're going to need
You
a
won't get
party
all
mechanics.
roles initially.
Yeah.
But we
Wonder
should
why
see
they
this
didn't talk
as a
about that.
landmark,
Or,
a position where we
I mean, they
can
did.
see
It's like that you have to go, that you can go there with your
space,
group,
which
but yeah.
incentivizes the use of different ships and scenarios to clear objectives and complete missions in a variety of roles. And in the future, we can use this to expand on. So I hope you're all just as excited as I am for tactical strike groups. They're gonna be fantastic.
That's so amazing. I love it.
I do love the idea of getting all the different types of ships together.
Yeah.
And them having uses.
Yeah.
You have to have one of these because you're going to need to do this. And you're going to have to have one of these
Okay.
because you really want to do this.
Yeah.
Why do you still have the puppet? John, come home. All right, so tactical strike groups. You know, it's been a long road for the last 10 years. The PU's been around. We've done lots to build stuff for mining ships and for salvage ships. And as Rich said, we're currently building out even more for those. And our first refueling missions coming online in 2026. But combat missions. Oh, hi, Aaron Roberts. Aaron Roberts. But finally having enough of the foundation in place that we can begin to build real spaceship operations. In any other MMO they'd call dungeons. It's really exciting for me, and that's why we're ending the show this year with that. So yeah, that's been Citizencon Direct. Thank you for taking the time to share this with us. Again, this is just a glimpse at some of what's coming in 2026. I've seen the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat like, oh, you're spoiling everything. I promise, we ain't. So, before we let you go, that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as with every Citizencon, the last word shouldn't be mine. It should belong to our founders and CEO. So take it away, Chris Roberts.
I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into some of what the team is cooking for the near future. Of course, we're not going to spoil everything that's currently in progress, and many features we haven't discussed today are in active development, like base building, social, and trade tools that are very much a priority. These, along with bringing the final polished features from Squadron 42 into the persistent universe, will make next year the most exciting yet for Star Citizen. Finally, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone at CIG for working so tirelessly and with so much passion to deliver something that is already special and will only get more so as we continue. And of course, to all of you for making all this possible with your support and feedback. We couldn't do this without all of you, something that I and the team appreciate every day. We are very lucky to be allowed the time and the money to build the game of all of our dreams, something that is only more apparent as the video game business becomes more monolithic. We are one of the few large independents left standing, and there is no way we would be allowed to dream as big as we are on an original game and take the time to achieve that dream if we were part or funded by any of the few remaining mega game companies. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all in the verse this coming year.
Come on, what? They should have talked about Squadron. I'm sure Squadron's getting pushed back to 27.
No.
Nah, I'm sure of it.
Why? How so?
Because they would have talked about it. If not.
Nah, I don't think they would have, because it is also a very short direct. A very short direct that's mostly about the PU.
It would have been twice as long.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not,
So yeah,
make
I guess
videos about it like they did for the rest.
I think.
I kind of say though that they should have ran this like prior Star Citizen, or they could have ran this like a normal sitcom and just did a series of 2-hour videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of in-person things. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Okay, well, I'm going to pop into PTU and see if any ships show up or if I have to reset a character.
I think you might have to reset your character and update your thing. I'm also going to quickly melt everything and then throw it on to.
You're gonna go to the town hall and see what the other people think so far.
Yeah, I think it's quite good. It's been very interesting. I like it that we immediately see Nix this year.
I do like the instancing. I do like the instancing idea.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Just to give PvE players a chance to do content.
Yeah,
There's a new launcher. There's a new launcher.
New launcher update, yeah.
292.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the instancing is essential. Like mission givers are going to be, it's going to be massive crowds because they want to get more people into servers together. So you're going to have to.
I mean, yeah, it's not just that, but like for taking myself as an example, I refuse to touch any of the recently added stuff, like the
it's a gank fest, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think I've fully done any of the Harvest stuff, for example. I've not fully done the ASD stuff. I've not done the worm. I've not even seen that big worm, the Valakar. I've not done any of that.
I think they said they pulled it out.
No, the Valakar for Harvest they did. But yeah.
Doug and I can attest to the Onyx facilities. We've seen maybe 4 people in them that aren't on our team.
Yeah, but it's like for the like the what's it, the radiation Valakar, that's the one on Aberdeen or Pyro 1. I've not
we haven't gone anywhere close to that.
Yeah, I've heard quite a few people having attempted that off York, but I've not even gotten close to touching it, basically. So it's like having that instance that would allow me to actually have a look at it and not worry about some fucking idiots coming along and just blasting my face off without me really wanting or being able to do anything.
So I'm number 217 in the queue right now, just so you guys are aware.
That's cool.
Yeah. When they were talking about the crafting and the blueprints, I hope it's not like other games where every single thing is blueprinted that you have to buy individually.
No,
I mean,
so what they mentioned, and that is what they also said last year. You have to either can buy it off of the player market, of course, but you can also grind it for yourself by doing the specific missions.
yeah,
for those
I
blueprints.
kind of wish that they would let you, like, for low grade stuff like magazines, which are just basically stamped metal or something, that you could copy it from a friend because it's just a digital file. It's like an STL. You could hack it, or you can just copy it. It's like freeware. You can just buy,
I think
just
magazines will
download
be
it for free
something
for
that
pennies.
everyone will have, basically.
Yeah, there should be certain things that are just standard, like maybe a follow-up gun schematic you purchase for the price of maybe several of the guns that you are going, because you obviously can make so many of them. But I just
Yeah,
don't want it to
exactly.
be like a massive money sink when you would realistically be able to share with your friends. Even like they should be able to come to your machine, put their blueprint in, and print you off something.
Yeah,
Or
it's.
you could be able to stand in a corner and just print everyone off new guns
But
because
that's
it's
kind of
just
where you
materials.
gotta have some people that will be the designated crafters, basically. Like, I will have a pioneer. Once when that thing gets close to release, I'll buy it back from the and then just use that to lock my fleet in. So I would like as many blueprints as I can get, so then I can craft everything for anyone and just tell them like, hey, I'm happy to craft this for you. Give me the resources. These are the resources that you need for it.
Yeah.
Give me those, and I'll craft this for you. And that's basically how that will go. At least the way that I see it going for me.
I just hope that they're sensible about silly stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I'm gonna have a look at the paints as well for the stuff.
All right. Well, everyone have a good day.
Yeah,
Are
have a
you
very
all
good day.
UK
I'll
based,
speak to
by
you
the
later.
way?
What's up?
You guys all UK, or we're from
No,
all over?
I'm Dutch. I'm from the Netherlands.
Oh, you're across the water, but you're still in the same time zone, so it's
Yeah.
When he
I'm
was saying
very
about,
south.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I'm very south.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear the accent, Aussie.
He's an Aussie, yeah.
Exactly.
Although there's a lot of Aussies over here, so you could be here. But yeah. So
No,
actually, was it in the morning for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I like the paints on the
8:25
ship.
a.m.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Catch you around the verse.
Everyone have a good,
mate.
good
Have a
evening
very
or
wonderful
a good
day.
morning.
Yeah, you too.
Laters.
Yo. Yeah, I like some of the paints that these ships have. They look really good. I think I'll run the Solaris paint for the Paladin. And then we'll see the... Wait, does the Vandal have a... Stinger. I'm gonna do prices. The Stinger has paints, holy shit. Oh, there are quite a few that look good of it. I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah, I'm gonna switch for those watching the stream. I will be switching up to the PTU in a bit. I'm gonna let it update actually as I get all of the stuff sorted. It looks really interesting. I'm very happy with a lot of the stuff that they have shown off. I hope that we will get to see a lot of it soon. Like, at least Pyro 1 we will definitely get to see soon, and I will then set my home there so we can just enjoy it there. I also just hope for box missions to make a return at some point quickly, because that's the main thing that I really enjoy doing. And yeah, I'm gonna pop out of the voice chat, but then they can have the thing. Also, Sergeant Garfield, yeah, sadly, I did mention at the start of the stream the redeems, so the heat does not work because I don't have the throwing system turned on yet, and I will not be doing so for today. But what are you guys' opinions on for those that are watching, for those that are lurking or whatever? What are you guys' opinion on it so far? Did you enjoy it? Is there a lot of stuff that you were excited for? Is there a lot of stuff that you're excited for? Is there Because yeah, it looks to be really good. I hope that it was quite short, which was in my opinion quite a shame. But I do really like it. I do like a lot of the stuff that is shown off and how quickly a lot of it is going to get basically released at least. And well, more to the end, there's a lot of stuff that we were going to see like within the next year. And yeah. Sadly, though, regarding the ships, I am quite sad that we didn't see the one of the silhouette ships from last year. But at the same time, it is I don't mind it all that much. Also, yeah, interesting, I would say. Wait. Is there something here? I kind of hope that that we would be able to buy the tube. It's not in a digital goodies pack, but with the amount of shit that we're going to get, I don't mind it all that much. Yeah, I'm waiting for the update is going through very quick, so might be going there soon enough in a few minutes. Yeah, for those that are leaving, thank you for watching the direct with me. I hope that you enjoyed, but I also hope that you will stay for me to have a look at the ships in game and to test them out, to kind of see how they look, how they are with the paints that I've got, because I got some very interesting paint for it. And yeah, quite excited to check them out. And hopefully maybe even see the new armor. Going quite well. Oh, but yeah, I got my account speed. Almost forgot to do that. Yeah, hopefully I can just join in and enjoy the new stuff. Is it going to work? Hopefully, maybe, possibly. It is not okay. No? Okay. Well, fine. We'll do it like this then. Oh god, that was glitchy. Anything new? Yeah, nothing too much. Right. Skip. Let's see orders. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Oh god, 245. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. Right. Ooh, I dressed it like a kid. Yeah. Oh, it's reading the only thing that comes with the plate. Is it? Oh, that's a shame. So the Meridian paint only comes with the where you buy the ship war box. That's sad. Actually, it's quite a decent paint, honestly. Yeah, it's taking a while. Holy fuck. So many people are trying to get into PTU. Well, we're getting close there, so hopefully we can enter without much issues. There we go. There we go. Perhaps. Maybe. Someday. Oh, there we go.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
It did not copy my account. Cool. Well, I will check it out later then. Well, thank you all so much for watching at least, and yeah, thank you for being here with the direct. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all at some point later. Probably Monday, actually. And yeah, bye bye.